Hang on, let me fix this problem. Here we go. Yeah, that's the right camera. Welcome to the latest episode of the Crafty Boys, where we're doing a Christmas New Year's Eve special. Basically, thousands upon thousands of people are going to be watching us.
Millions.
Millions upon millions.
We have correspondents in Bethlehem and in New York.
Right, that's how this whole thing works. Hang on. I got it. We are live. There we go. No, not love. Live. Oh, geez. Live. Okay. Hello. Hi, how's it going? I wish I had my reading glasses, and I don't. I'm on a much smaller laptop than usual, so this should be very interesting. We, of course, at the top of the show, we know as who's laughing?
I'm laughing. You got a problem with me laughing? I was sharing a tender moment with my wife.
What are you doing? Go to the Facebook page. You'll find us there right away.
I just sent it to you. Check it out.
You see, I can watch the and the moment I'm here, they have to ask for instructions. Okay.
I was going to just.
Okay, here, show me. Give me your tablet. Give me your tablet.
Okay, so while Shane is doing that, let me introduce you that Shane and I are in the middle of doing the space case from Phillips. Today is day 7, so I'm going to introduce the beer for today. It is the You Seeing This Post-Contemporary IPA. So this is an IPA. It clocks in at 7.8%. Holy. It's like fitting that we're having this on New Year's Eve. The flavor notes. It's warming, spicy, floral, and delicate. And there's a lot of words going on here. So I don't know if I'm going to read this whole thing.
So many words. Too
many words. I think we're just going to try it. Now, before we try it, what do you think a post-contemporary IPA is? Like, what does that mean? That sounds kind of smart.
Well, I wish I had my glasses. I could read this text. It's really, really small. In her performance art piece, the time. Oh, these are gonna blow my brains out.
Okay, I think I can got it.
Oh my goodness, this might actually work. Here we go. In her performance piece, The Time Clock, she shaved her head, donned a uniform playing with the iconic image of the worker as automation. During that year, locked in her apartment, she essentially denied herself sleep, given the self-imposed requirement to punch the clock hourly with multiple alarm clocks attached to amplifiers to penetrate her befogged brain. She put herself in a mindful state of delirium that forced confrontation with time itself, engaged in a futile task that nonetheless gave her purpose and structure, and wasting time as a concept of life as living that is nonetheless, oh my lord, but
what does this mean?
Basically, we're all gonna die. I mean, that's what it's all about.
All right, let's drink.
To the show. Welcome to Keith, who has never been on the show before because he decided to breed, and that's a problem for staying up late and drinking beer. But this is the Phillips Brewing and Malton Co.'s latest day 7.
Latest episode. Woo.
You would think I'd have a couple of cats.
It's a show I want to keep watching.
All right, so that's what it looks like there.
So this is the post-contemporary IPA. I don't know what Keith, while we're drinking this, tell us what you think post-contemporary IPA is.
I don't even know what a contemporary IPA is, so to think about what a post-contemporary IPA would be, kind of makes my mind boggle a little bit. I feel like they added hops and then added more hops and then continued adding more hops.
Because they forgot to add hops the day before. It's like,
Yes.
did you add hops to that IPA? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember if I did. Let's add more hops. Yeah.
Maybe they did a dry hop and then a wet hop and then another dry hop.
Maybe.
That is possible.
And that was before they went to the sock hop.
I have to say, it's like a dry hop.
I don't know. Right?
At almost 8% alcohol, my assumption is that it would be a dry hop beer.
I think at almost 8%, we're just not going to care anymore what post-contemporary IPA means.
Okay, I'm going to reenact a scene I saw in a film about a beer drinker doing a podcast, and here's how they treated the beer when they were trying to pay attention. I do believe that the flavors are clashing together and becoming one with how beer really ought to taste. I think that I feel, from my experience, this is my truth to this beer. I left it. And soon, okay, so now here's the Crafty boys drinking beer on New Year's Eve.
So what do you think, Shane?
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I have to burp soon.
It doesn't have the same punch as an IPA does. You know, it doesn't have that bite.
I'm pretty sure the dogs disagree.
Yeah, maybe.
Discussion with Alan's dog and my dog.
Dave's dog, actually.
Oh, did Max react too? Oh, good job, Max. Good work.
They're saying my bite's better.
Max is over there.
Oh, then who is Mark?
As far as an IPA goes, I probably wouldn't get this again.
It's not fantastic to the point where we would like to drink it on a regular basis. So overall, this particular beer, I give it a thumbs up, but again, not something that I would like to share with the masses, as it were.
I give it a marginal thumbs up.
A marginal thumbs up, halfway. Okay. Dave, I know you're not drinking the beer tonight, but what's your rating?
I figured I'd grab this guy.
What's a red
I don't know if you
arrow?
guys have done this one.
Yes, I've had that one.
Red arrow.
Yeah, it sounded kind of familiar, actually.
6 years ago, at least. What about you, Keith? Have you got a beer with you, sir?
I have Shadow Play Dark Ale.
By Stanley Park Brewing. Interesting.
Yep. It's quite delicious. A little heavy-bodied, but really hitting the note there.
Okay.
Sweet.
Dave, what is your review of your beer?
So, Keith, you usually like something a bit lighter, do you?
Some days, most days. Though I'm not particularly partial to hoppy beers.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not from the West Coast, so we didn't have hops growing in abundance where I grew up.
All right.
Sorry, am I hearing that right? That beer lacks Ontario?
Oh, they do lagers particularly well, but that's pretty much it.
So where are you from, Keith?
I'm from southwestern Ontario,
Okay.
the Windsor area.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And, yeah, we don't have too many breweries down there.
When did you leave that area?
Officially for school, or when did I leave for BC?
Yeah, when did you leave for BC?
About 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Okay.
I've been in Vancouver for 4 years and then Victoria for 2.
Oh yeah. Cool. Excellent.
Working your way towards the water.
I mean, I'm half Newfie, so water's in me.
There you go.
Right.
One ocean or the other, we're gonna find it.
My mother, who is
Nice.
just behind me here, or in front of me, is very excited the fact that you're part Newfie because apparently I am as well. So specifically, Grace, Harbor Grace, so, which is near Trinity Bay. God, what is going on with my hair? But
She's the mystery woman we can't find.
yes, my great grandmother's a mystery woman. I know because I am talking at a computer. I don't have a microphone. All right, so now I was hoping Locke would be here by this point. I don't see him at all. I've just texted him a couple times.
It might be too early for him.
Too early.
He might be drunk already.
It's only 10:30 there. We're not anywhere close to midnight in his neck of the woods.
I have not been monitoring the chat, so let's see if anyone's in here. Hey, I hope you're all right. There might be things in the chat. If you look at the chat on our video, Mom, you'll type it. So, by the way, tonight, if you could pass me that box, pretty please.
Report or block.
We are going to drink some more beer, and we are going to build this gingerbread house. It is the gingerbread Millennium Falcon. And normally, when you get these sort of pre-done things, you get a little bit of candy here and there, and it's kind of lackluster.
Yeah. So, you know, that gingerbread house may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts.
So we got some candy canes. We got some M&Ms. We picked up some Twizzlers. I'm not sure what those are going to be for. We got some jujubes that we stole from my dad, and it's going to be interesting. Or some all sorts of licoricey candies that.
Oh yeah, those things.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys actually like those things?
Not one bit.
Some of them, but not all of them. Some of them taste like chalk wrapped in battery acid. So it's kind of.
Did you say chopped rabbit's feet in battery acid?
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Checking.
Actually on here, I have no idea. Hang on, let me see if I can select the audio input here.
Nothing.
Yeah, those licorice bits are just awful.
Oh, they're gross.
Can't stand them one bit.
No, I think they're kind of like was it fruitcake? Like,
I agree.
I think there's only like one package of those things, and they just get regifted around and around and around. They probably exist. Those candies have been around for like probably decades, and nobody's ever actually eaten them.
Until Shane claims them.
Until Shane claims them.
That's how I roll, man. That's how I roll. What are your... Okay, let's actually talk about who here has a New Year's resolution.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Or are New Year's resolutions a thing that don't really happen anymore?
I think I set an overarching goal, but they're never SMART goals, so I don't actually usually put a good plan to them.
I think resolutions.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I think resolutions are a little bit. I don't want to say passe. I'm just saying that they're not timely right now because of everything that's going on. It's like we're all kind of like stuck
weird
in our
pandemic and stuff.
Yeah. So I think once this is all over, I think people will feel free to make resolutions, to hit the gym or whatever else, because right now they can't. So
Wait, you're not allowed to go to the gym right now.
that's right, you're not.
You probably shouldn't anyway, even if you were allowed.
We have a guest on the show now, Lily.
Lily!
Lily has been lying on my lap for like 5 minutes, so I'm bringing her up. You done now? Okay, go play with the other dogs. Well, no, I'm serious. Like, so if the pandemic has made resolutions a thing that doesn't really exist anymore, what do we do next? Like, how do we actually re-energize people to want to be better?
Post contemporary resolutions.
From the peanut gallery. Oh, Locke said he'd be there and be here in 5 or 10 minutes just now. So there we go.
Nice.
Cool.
One goal that I probably will set for myself is try to read a book a month. I used to be a pretty avid reader,
Well,
and then child has come along and has disrupted that, and also education has kind of disrupted that.
Okay.
So I'd like to get back to reading books.
What kind of what genres do you sort of normally dive into?
Sci-fi, fantasy. I'll probably choose 2 or 3 books that are nonfiction.
Right.
But usually within a year, I'll try to mainly concentrate on sci-fi.
That is not Cougar. That is at Alan's house. That's hilarious. If I could put in earbuds, I would, but I have to say that it's more amusing for the dogs to freak out than a dog who's like, half a click away. Oh, this is Risen. Risen is a Havanese dog from, where are you from?
Cobble Hill.
Cobble Hill? Are you cute and adorable too? Oh, you don't want anything to do with me. There you go.
Originally from Cuba.
By the way, I'm showing off my sister's gift, or my mother, one of the two. It's the Home Security by the McAllister. What? You're trying to strangle me.
nice.
McAllister Security, where basically
And then-
they are offering all kinds of.
And then also,
the wet
The
bandits,
Wet Bandits. Nice.
official home inspection.
Came with a little bone.
So, Dave, now I've asked you this 100 times over, but you never answered over the years. So I really need you to commit this time. What is your New Year's resolution for 2022?
Man, serious?
I find it very weird to say 2022.
It is weird. This past year just seems like it happened, but it didn't.
Yeah.
2021 is kind of a write-off. So is 2020, I would think. Yeah.
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 Last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like this weird Twilight Zone-y, was it really a thing? I don't know. Nothing really happened. Just weirdness. But a resolution. Man. You know why you've never gotten an answer? Because I've never made resolutions. But
Okay.
I guess
Fair enough.
I don't know. I would have to say really get myself organized on my business, get down to getting that rolling, I guess is what I would say. That's what I'd like to see happen.
Getting down and getting out rolling.
Getting it rolling. Yeah.
Are we talking like a sort of dance move, or are we talking like maybe a
dance studio? It's a dance studio.
A dance studio. You're starting a dance studio? That's amazing.
Dave is an
Sure.
amazing flamenco dancer.
I know. I've seen him do it, man. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
His artistry is like bar none, the highest you could achieve.
When he puts that fruit basket on top of his head.
Hey,
I don't think that's flamenco dancing.
what can I say?
Here, I'm just gonna switch cameras here because I think I can. Can I? Let's see if I can.
Ooh, we're going high tech. The
We're going high
production
tech,
values are
man.
through the roof on this.
I know.
We
because
now
I
have different
I have
cameras.
a peanut gallery over here, who's joining in the conversation. Kristen, what is your New Year's resolution?
To drink less.
This is a beer podcast. You're not supposed to say that out loud
While you're drinking.
while you're drinking wine.
I think she meant drink less wine. More beer.
Drink less wine. Okay. Mom, do you have a New Year's resolution?
Going to England, or maybe Newfoundland, one of the,
To go to Newfoundland or England. Okay, or both.
or
Okay, I can see
Assuming
that.
COVID's over.
When the pandemic's over. Yeah, okay. Are you guys feeling with this whole Omicron variant? Is this kind of weighing heavy on your minds, or has it impacted your New Year's resolutions?
New Year's resolutions, no, but it has impacted current events and things that we had originally planned. I was actually going to go to Ontario for Christmas, and because of Omicron, we decided it was probably best because 10-month-old cannot get vaccinated.
That's true. Why is that?
Figured out a vaccine.
Are they just they're just too powerful, or
They haven't done enough clinical trials to see what the effects on children would be.
That would be right.
that would be difficult? Hi, would you like to provide us with your infant where we can test something that could potentially be a bad idea? Yes, of course. Here's my 10-month-old. It'll be fine.
We've done it on kids 5 to 1.
That's how the lizard people get created.
Oh yes.
Well,
No, that's what's your dog's name? Sorry, Ellen.
Dash.
Dash. That is Dash. That's hilarious.
I do some big
They immediately run to the door to try and take on Dash. Okay. So basically, 2021 and 2020 have annihilated. Shut up. Have annihilated the ability for human beings in this particular part of the world to make New Year's resolutions. Okay.
To do anything, really. So 2022 is going to be a bit of a special year for me, kind of, or potentially could be, because like I'm going to be turning half a century old.
This is true. This year you're turning 50.
Yeah, I am, and I'd like to be able to do some stuff for my 50th, but
Like what?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Well, we had kind of made some loose plans. This was a few years ago.
Travel,
Going to Vegas or to Mexico.
orgies.
Or something like that. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Okay.
if
If
my
you're going to
back
Vegas, why not?
yeah. But with all the stuff that's still going on, probably not. It's going to have to wait. Maybe when I'm 55.
Oh, I don't think you're going to have to wait 55. I think it'll be probably another year or two when things get back to full-on normal. When this becomes endemic and it's not going to kill as many people.
That's right.
That's true. We all want this to be endemic so that we've all caught it and everyone can just go on about their lives. What do you think, Lily? This is what I've been doing for the last 18 months. Lily, how are you feeling?
Oh, the COVID got me. Oh, cough. Oh my goodness.
She's never impressed when I do it to her, but at least when I do, she decides she wants to go away. Okay, so hey, Locke, welcome, sir. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
What
Locke.
beer? Okay. By the way, just to let you know, Locke, the beer that is for the space case. This is day 7.
Okay.
It is called "Are You Seeing This?" It is a post-contemporary IPA. We would very much like to know what you think that means.
Post-contemporary. Well, it reminds me of the time that I explained I can't remember, I don't think it was New Year's, I think it was Christmas, but we had people over and then we were talking about narcissism, and I explained to them that I'm a post-narcissist, which is to say that I got sufficiently interested in myself that I actually noticed that I was a narcissist. The first clue was all the selfies, but
Well said. Well said.
what does post mean exactly? Ostensibly, it means after. But whenever you see somebody apply the word post to something, that it's after something, you know that straight out of the gate, they're lying. Because if it really was after whatever the thing it is that they say that it's after, they would have a name for that. Instead, they're referring to the thing that they're saying that it's after.
So, you know what?
what it is entirely.
That's all, folks.
After.
You know what's funny that you say when you just said that is Allison and I went to see, along with Dave actually, went to see the Matrix sequel last night. And we came away with Allison really ruminating on this idea of the continuation of a story rather than being a sequel. And Allie, Peanut Gallery, would you like to give them your very quick summary of what you think the Matrix film that's currently in theaters is?
It is a re-continuation. It's not a new story. They're sort of retreading the old story. It's not exactly the new story. It's not a reboot. It's sort of re-continuing on this sort of path of things we've already seen, but we don't know whether or not. Then they're pandering to the legacy fan thing. It's Force Awakens. It's all those things. And you have to have seen the first movies to understand the next one. So it's not. That's true.
Exactly. So yeah, so a legacy sequel or a legacy continuation, because the film Ghostbusters Afterlife and the Matrix Resurrections share one thing in common. You have to have seen the source material. They're not like the comparison that we made today that was actually brought up by a friend of ours, friend of the show, Terry, had actually stated that Rogue One is a film that even if you've never seen the other Star Wars films, stands on its own as a science fiction story. You get a bit of benefit from having watched some other films, but overall, if you were brought in completely blind, you would still get enjoyment of this story of these people trying to stop some evil empire from, doing things and getting, making sure they get the plans for the secret weapon out to the rebellion, and that doesn't Matrix 4 and the third Ghostbusters film. We're not talking at all. We're including the 2016 Ghostbusters film.
Wait a minute, back up. You're including the 2016 film?
No.
You're not.
The 2016 Ghostbusters film is.
I'm with you. It's like
it's terrible.
Ghostbusters flavored, women doing stand-up comedy.
It's not actually. I did watch a scene comparison about how to get information in a script from script to audience, and Dave is done. He did say his battery might run out. But anyway, the scene now picture the original Ghostbusters film, and they've stepped into the elevator on their very first hunt in that hotel to go after the Slimer character, and they have this 24 second conversation about this is these accelerators that we have on our backs. Blah, 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 blah. So it took them less than 30 seconds to get that information across to the audience. And an equivalent scene from the 2016 film took 4.5 minutes. So they were making this comparison about how good writing is great and how poor writing is slapstick comedy in this particular day and age. And anyway, back to what I was originally talking about. Ghostbusters Afterlife, again, another film that you have to have seen the source material. It doesn't really stand on its own. It's cute, and if you're not paying attention, sure, okay, suddenly there's a villain. But to really get the enjoyment out of the meat to their script, you have to have watched the first two films, or at least the first one. So, not to mention the emotional impact of the third act. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I see where you're going there. So I haven't seen the most recent Terminator. Is it of the same class that we're talking about here of films?
You go, Alan. Oh, we lost Keith.
Yeah, he said he'd be right back. I think that the latest Terminator will stand on its own, because what it does is they've kind of taken the old story, and in the future it's changed. What creates Skynet is not the same as in the previous movies. And I don't want to give anything away. There is a little bit of context right at the beginning where there's a scene involving two characters from the second movie, and that's over very quickly. But then after that, I think it stands on its own.
Okay.
Dave, welcome back. You found some battery power.
You know what? I just got booted. No idea what happened there.
No.
Everything
See,
just
Shane, I told you it wouldn't work. I told you you'd come back.
What it
I
was,
know.
what
tried.
it was
I got rid of
Julian
him.
showed up. When Julian showed up, everything else just sort of.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. It's all Julian's fault.
he has that effect.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Julian. Welcome back, Keith.
Thanks. I had to take care of a baby.
Take care of it.
Take care of him?
That's a little dark there.
Yeah, you don't do that joke when you're talking about babies.
That's from the
Yeah. It's
Not
from
babies.
Pulp Fiction, but we don't make that joke when we're talking about babies.
See, what I find sort of
There's a rule about making no jokes about babies. Come on. What? I've been betrayed.
Sorry,
peanut
Locke, you
gallery
were
is
saying?
against him.
What I was saying was the house movies are an interesting sort of foil to this conversation, because if you've seen House and you've seen House 2, the second story, and then you've seen House 3 and House 4, and I think there's a House 5 or House 6. I don't know.
The peanut gallery here says, "What are the house movies? Are those horror movies?"
Yeah. Well, they're horror
House
comedies,
Next Story or
which puts them adjacent to Ghostbusters. Really,
Okay.
they're horror. They were branded as horror movies, but ultimately sold on comedy. Whereas
Yes.
Ghostbusters was a comedy that, to quote Ivan Reitman, was supposed to have real scares, like a horror movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Huh.
And if you think about it, for comedy of the time, there were more legitimate horror effects, like the ghoulish taxi driver and the jump scare of the librarian, and there was more to go on there in terms of actual sort of slightly scary suspense than you would expect for something that was just a flat out comedy.
Yeah.
Hey, it scared me. I mean, when was this movie? Like
and
85?
if we're going to riff on this, I mean, then there's the sort of this was an age where some of the most exciting material to come out of the 80s were hybrids of comedy and something else, comedy adventure, right? Like The Golden Child and Big Trouble in Little China probably
Big time.
occupy a space that ultimately it's kind of hard to get to. Like, I don't know, since then, how many people have successfully gone in that direction? I sort of don't know. I'm not sure if any. But think Ghoulies. You remember Ghoulies came out, and it was, again,
Yes.
meant to be it was more marketed as horror, but there was still evidently a strong comedy element.
There was a lot of comedy horror, films that came out around that time. Like the 1980s remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Actually, yeah. So the 80s remake of Return of the Living Dead, is that? Yeah. Return of the Living Dead was unusual because it was an example of a film that already had sequels done by the same director, but because of the legal status of Night of the Living Dead, the original one, which is to say that it had no legal status, and therefore was public domain, and therefore you could make a sequel to that movie without being the director or an investor in or anything to do with the original. Was there? I think there may even have been a sequel to Return of the Living Dead called Return of the Living Dead 2.
I think there was. Yeah, I never saw it, but yeah, I believe there was. And I only saw Return of the
Brains, more brains.
I saw Return of the Living Dead actually on a Super Channel 3 weekend thing. Remember when Super Channel used to do that?
Do you, you might as well say, do you remember Super Channel? Because that doesn't exist anymore. Wasn't that first choice and no first?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was First Choice or something.
First Choice and Super Channel, or no, First Choice, Super Choice and First. I can't remember. But it was like it was two. It was two companies.
Super Choice, Fancy Choice, Taster's Choice.
To make one.
President's choice.
President's Choice.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, there's so many choices.
So what's going on with that Millennium Falcon?
While you guys keep conversing, I'm just setting up so we can actually see something.
Are we making a gingerbread Millennium Falcon? Is that what's happening?
We are making a gingerbread Millennium Falcon.
And we should continue on with the Millennium Falcon puns during this.
So hopefully you can see this reasonably well.
It's a gingerbread house that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. It's outrun Imperial Star Cruisers.
Keep going, Alan. Keep going.
Not the local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Carillion ships now. She's fast enough for you, old man. And by old man, I'm referring to you, Shane.
Yeah, well.
Or me, because I turned 50 in 2022.
So this looks to be the original Millennium Falcon, not the solo one with the, the escape pod here is gone.
But wouldn't the solo one be the original since it takes place before?
Hush you. I just want to show you, we have an audience all of a sudden on this side of the table. Hey, Dory. Dory, would you like to explain yourself? What are you doing?
Oh.
Would you like to have some? Is that what you're trying to do?
Hi, Dory.
You're really not balanced. Are you going to get down from there without hurting yourself?
Hi, Dory.
So that is Dory. She is watching attentively to make sure that we're doing this all correctly.
Yeah, that's a good girl.
Building Corellian ships is a very difficult and dangerous business. But what can you do? Oh, by the way, I forgot to do this. So yes, as Julian was saying earlier, happy Virus Days. Yes, Julian is here. He's telling us all to get stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know what Julian is doing to celebrate New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
Julian, tell us. What are you doing to celebrate New Year's Eve? Tell us. Impart us with your wisdom. We're not going to sit here and just wait for him to take out a response. We'll keep talking.
No. Yeah. So what is everyone else planning on doing for the rest of the night? We see that Shane is building a delicious Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Hookers
I plan
and
on
blows
making some
suggested by the audience.
And I'm playing a little bit of arcade games and pinball.
Wasn't there an upsettingly Muppet-like space anomaly that with a bitey thing, like a bitey mouth space anomaly that happened in, what was it, the third or the
Sorry, did you say a bitey mouth anomaly?
Well, you remember, in the recent, like in the last two films, Alan's trying to signal. I'm sorry, Alan, my math is very.
No, that's all right.
I think that was maybe like episode 10.
No, I was saying 5, but now I don't know what you're talking about. So.
I think the Millennium Falcon was being piloted by Lando Calrissian and they skated past some weird space nebula that had a Muppet-like bitey mouth.
Okay, I think you're talking about the Solo movie.
The
Oh,
Kessel,
maybe
we got
that-
Kessel
I
Run,
can't
yeah.
But that was in the
You know, it
Kessel
all
Run.
sort of bleeds together after a point.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about that little space worm thing on the asteroid in episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Because that was a bitey mouth thing.
That was a bitey mouth thing, but that was a worm that lived on a space asteroid with.
Oh, you're
And that was
talking
way
Empire Strikes
that
Back.
was way more plausible than
way more plausible than the Muppet Nebula.
Oh yeah.
bitey thing. It was like Animal from the Muppets.
Yeah.
Only
Talking
as
about
a nebula.
the space worm that leapt out of the
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was definitely episode 5. We're leaving it on that.
Okay, we're gonna.
So what are we building here? Is this like the base for it?
This is the base. This holds up the Millennium Falcon, and
Okay.
we just gotta make sure we get this into the joints a little bit. Here.
Would you refer to this as the rebel base? Could you?
I suppose,
I think Han was a little bit lukewarm on the rebellion initially.
Han was lukewarm?
But initially,
Well,
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Now we do here.
He was lukewarm.
Luke,
And maybe here and here. I'm glad someone else finally picked up on that.
I gotcha.
So now this is the thing that we need, because if you look at the instructions here, they really give a lackluster description of what it should look like, after the icing is applied and all that kind of stuff. But we have far more candy than they provide, which I got to say is a pretty sad. Like they give you this for the candy, this little plastic sugar ball, whatever the hell these are called, thing. But I'm thinking that at the back of the Millennium Falcon, you have all of the engines, right? The engine, that nice blue glow. I'm thinking that solid blue glow could be, the blue M&Ms in this bag.
Okay.
I mean, mixed in maybe with the little blue sugar bally things here. But we also have the blue circly licorice things here as well. So what do you think?
what?
Get it down there too. And,
Are you going to put on the satellite dish thingy? That's how Han Solo gets like Betamax.
Yeah.
I don't. There is no dish.
Well, maybe you need to put one on.
I think that could be
You
an
need to
Oreo
put one
cookie.
on.
Am I wrong in scale? Could that be an Oreo cookie?
If we have Oreo, oh my God, do we have Oreo cookies?
No, we don't.
Arrowroot cookies, and that one right there.
So what you need is a small tube of the licorice, and then you put the arrowroot on top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm liking that.
So here we go. So let's do a comparison here. So we have some arrowroots here somewhere, and the dogs are going crazy. All right, so
they're like, I smell sugar.
So here is the average arrowroot cookie, and if you'll see the comparison to the gingerbread here, this actually I think that works.
Yeah, actually.
What do you think?
It doesn't have to be to scale.
It's a little better. It's a bit better.
All right, so oh my Lord, look at that!
What?
You're doing a really good job. Maybe a little bit over there.
I'm
There we
not done there.
Asshole! Wow, I've been
There.
degraded to sibling love.
Oh, sorry. Is that Kristen there?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Hi, Kristen. How's it going?
Hey.
She is the
Happy
master.
New Year, Merry Christmas, all that.
My mother is here watching the show on her iPad, just
Hello.
the other 5 seconds away. So and Allison is over.
Yonder.
There, she's actually baking dog treats in the kitchen.
Ooh, nice.
So that should be interesting. Any action in the chat there, Alan?
Just Julian responding or requoting
What did he say here?
Locke's thing on bitey mouth space anomaly.
Bitey mouth
It's a technical term that I don't expect everybody to understand, but
Yeah.
I have now pinned that to be one of my favorite comments ever on the show.
I think we need to
mouth
use that
space
more often.
Okay, so now we take the Millennium Falcon here and we lay it down.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't it go the other way? Shouldn't it be like angled
It says-
upwards?
It does. Well, the instructions say down, but I'm kind of like we're taking
I
off the Moss
think-
Eisley here.
I think the instructions are wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do this.
It should be taking
the
off.
Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
There we go. We're blasting out of Docking Bay 94, and so we have put a little weight on that. Give it a little
94?
94. 94. Okay. Get the little seams in here. All right. Okay. We'll give that a moment to set a little bit. So, so there you go. So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that's an improvement on the original design. I think that's
It's very much the solo version of the.
more convincing Millennium Falcon.
All right, I'm going to open up the all sorts here and let's start picking out a few things that'll work. So, have you guys? When was the last time you guys made a gingerbread anything?
2 weeks
Like, is it-
ago.
This
Like last year, the year before, I made the AT-AT from the ATS, or no, it was an AT-AT gingerbread. What about
Where
you
do you
guys?
find these things?
I think I was
This
peripherally involved.
drugs, my friend.
I was peripherally involved in the architectural diagrams of the Spinnaker's gingerbread castle of 2013, I think.
They had a gingerbread castle there. Really?
Well, it was a gingerbread something or other. I can't remember if it was castle exactly, but it was elaborate. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right. So, question here for a second. We have the cookie. Is this like the base of said cookie, or should it be something different? I mean, this is like
I think that's
liquidy pink deals, but we have just some.
I think the trick is going to be you want it to sit at a little bit of an angle.
Yes. Okay, so let's do the pink one here. All right, Kristen, I think I require a little bit of. Oh, sorry. We brought out some reference material here.
Ah, there we go. Yeah.
Search for a Millennium Falcon.
Well done.
Because Solo has the apparently no. Wait, sorry, I'm wrong. Alan, who had what film was it with the rectangular? Was that actually Force Awakens?
Yes, it was. Because the round one got torn off in the Death Star attack in Episode 6.
That's right. So here we go. So basically, yeah, here we go. So here is the Millennium Falcon from A Force Awakens, and it has that weird horizontal dish.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's not the way I remembered it at all. That's it.
Which does remind me more of this.
The oblongality of
So we need to have a little.
that particular cookie is on point.
Now, the description of this particular confection is that we have to like layer all this white gunk on it, but I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I'm not sold on layering all this white stuff all over the outside of the Falcon here.
Well, you
Alright.
got to put on the white stuff in order to make the candy stick. That's kind of the whole
Well,
point.
aside from that, though, I'm talking about they're talking
They
like
don't
you have to
have white.
decorate it with all the.
Oh, I see.
Throw a little bit on here, and let's hope that this. Here we
But
go.
the white
Can
stuff
you-
helps to make it look more 3D.
Try to lean the cookie against the.
Can you put some on here, too? There we go. All right, that should do.
Wait, that's not good.
All right. Now, if COVID wasn't a thing, we would all be here doing this at the same time. So I just wanted to point that out.
I kind of doubt you would be doing this.
We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't COVID.
Probably not.
Are you suggesting that we don't like?
I'd be
paying-
there.
What kind of a parent are you?
No,
You're
I think
encouraging your
Brian-
children to stay away from other children?
I think
Hi,
you
Brian.
Are you sure that's right?
I think you're.
I don't think that's gonna stay.
No, I don't think
That's
it's-
not going to stay.
No. Okay, well, let's take out the.
They're like how he was saying how we should lean it on.
You don't ever
you mean like
work.
so.
No.
Oh, you
Gravity
mean
is a
like-
thing.
Oh.
Yeah, like that.
No, there we go. Let's stick that back on. Let's get
Put a little
some.
bit more spackle on that. There you go.
That's actually kind of staying.
Nice.
Oh, I thought it was moving, but maybe
That's
not.
just like the real thing.
Exactly.
That is just like spot on identity.
It looks like the movie prop.
That's amazing.
This is film ready. Okay, so now what is this actually now we've got this ridiculous design here on this box.
We got to put the little.
Which you know that like people got paid to do that. Like they
Yeah.
are artists.
You know,
but we are
not.
like
like the 6 vent things around the sort of like on the back, on the
Okay.
saucer thing.
oh,
I'm
so
pointing
these-
at my screen like you guys can see it.
like these here, like these things down here.
No, yeah, those 6 circular things down.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you got to put like some dark things there.
We need some dark things. Okay, well I can hook you up with that.
Ooh, we've got them some things.
So 2 weeks ago, we started building a gingerbread house. We just bought it from Costco, and I started decorating a tree. And my 10-month-old decided to take it and put it in her mouth.
Oh, it's a radar base.
Automatically. And
All
I
right,
could
so
not,
Alan, what do you
I could
think?
not dislodge it afterwards.
So here, here in Ontario, we started work on a gingerbread house very recently.
Collectively? Like all
Yeah,
Ontarians?
yes, collectively, yeah, and decided that because it would appear that the Landlord and Tenant Act applied, we decided to abandon the project.
Which Millennium Falcon are we doing? Because we have this shape of cookie, we should probably run with a Force Awakens. You know, we can't do solo because they have that thing. Like we could build one, I guess, if we really want to. But why are we getting some critical
No,
reviews from the
I'm just looking at the. We need that little thing on the side.
thing on the side?
The Oh, is
this,
that it?
That's this here,
Oh, that is okay.
the cockpit, as it were.
Mhm.
All right, so yes, this is my thinking for the blue on the back. I don't kind of like that now. I see it out loud, or see it. All right, let's open this up. So we've got some M&Ms.
You got a Shane. You have a compliment on your jube tubes.
What?
You have a compliment from a Brian Wismith for your
Oh,
jube tubes.
okay,
You have
Oh,
nice
hey,
jube tubes.
Brian.
I think he's talking about the candies, not.
Brian. Well, Brian and I have a special relationship. Brian is actually a recent transplant to the wilds of Ontario, from what I understand. He moved from Victoria just what? It feels like yesterday, but I'm sure it's a few months ago now.
End of September.
End of September. So Locke, hunt him down and find some beer. Brian,
Well, Ontario's a really, really small place. So, I mean, I'm sure they're like right around the corner from each other.
that's right. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Locke, give him a Toronto welcome.
In fact,
Hey, Brian, are you in Toronto? Where
Locke,
exactly?
if you
are
just
at?
open up your window and yell out, "Hey, Brian," I'm sure he'll
Stratford.
respond.
Sorry, Brian went to Stratford,
Lame.
Oh,
which
okay.
is
All right.
way cooler than Toronto.
Yes.
Yes,
That's what I was saying.
it absolutely is.
I'm having trouble opening a bag of M&Ms. This is just sad.
Oh, that reminds me. So, one time I went to a movie. It was kind of like a date thing, but not really. Anyway, I bought a bag of M&Ms, and I was really trying to impress this person. And I went to go open up the bag of M&Ms just with my fingers, and it just went, and all the M&Ms went everywhere. Thought I'd tell you guys that. I don't know why.
No
Never
doubt.
mind. You know what? Let's go. Let's turn back the clock. I want to take that story back. That was dumb.
Take that story back.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember
I
when?
should have told you guys.
Do you remember when blue M&Ms became a thing and blue Smarties?
Yeah.
Now, was that an exciting moment in our history, or did we just not care?
Oh, now I see the things.
It's all Van Halen's fault.
It's called What?
It was Van Halen's fault.
Right?
It was a very exciting time. We had a party here about it. I believe there is a national holiday because of it.
What is the national holiday called?
Well, I'm just following the circles there.
I didn't really have a plan.
I do.
Yes, is there? Here, let me want to use. Yes, hang
You're
on.
welcome.
I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut them in half.
How dare he?
There we go. There we go. Yeah, there. A little flatter.
Oh, there we go.
Pokey uppy.
Oh, and you got to make the space for the hatch where Lando goes up and gets loot from the bottom of Cloud City.
So where is that in this design? Do you think it's sort of in this sort of general vicinity?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm thinking the hatch was.
I thought it was. Wasn't it in the middle?
No.
Middle
No,
of the
that's
disc?
where the gun turrets are.
Yeah, I'm actually trying
Oh,
to figure
yeah,
out
yeah,
how we can
yeah.
Come on,
actually-
Dave.
Yeah,
Dave, come on.
You're
Making me
embarrassing us,
wonder
man.
how those gun turrets managed not ever to shoot the satellite dish that they were rocking.
That's a really good question.
And
I
I'm
don't
really
have a good
focusing
answer.
on the six. I think these are like vents, like they light the hyper. What is it called? The light. Oh my god! Thank you. The hyperdrives. I don't know. Whatever. Kind of like the a la DeLorean sort of vent.
Yeah. That would make the most logical sense.
Sorry,
Ah,
this is not.
no,
Shit.
we're having a problem. There is
Yeah.
a failure in the structural integrity of this icing. Let's
Well, this is not exactly the.
Yeah, that's starting to look like what happens every time I try to cock a bathroom.
well.
What? Every time you cough, what?
What was that, Locke? What about your
Sorry if
cough?
I'm making
What?
icing.
Allison wants to know if she should be making additional icing.
Well, we're.
Here, take. All right. It doesn't matter because these will be in the way,
Okay.
and we won't see them that
You
easily.
need
So
to space them out.
I need to space them out. Okay.
No, not there. The other ones.
Oh, these ones here. Yeah,
the
these
behind
ones-
are spaced out.
Yeah, there we
In
go.
the
There's one
picture.
there, and there's one over here.
Ooh,
Now,
that's
now,
good. Yep.
did any of you actually ever build a model of this?
Of the Millennium Falcon?
I did.
I don't think I ever did. I never had a Lego one, and I don't. If I'm being honest, back in the 80s, I was deeply jealous of those that had the Millennium Falcon action figure set. I never had one.
Oh, so did I. My parents were cruel to me as a child.
Same. I never had it.
Actually, that's
My
not
friend
entirely
had it.
true. My parents, at some point, I must have been around 10, 11 years old. They bought me like a highly detailed Millennium Falcon model that was, huge. And you did. And it came with like a thing where you could like put lights into it, so certain parts lit up and all this kind of stuff. And it took me like, I don't know, it must have been like 2 years to even get anywhere to do this model because I was just not very good at it. And I remember getting it to the point where it was assembled to where you could start painting it. And then I decided I should take it downstairs from my bedroom and use the downstairs area where we had a bunch of tables and stuff to actually do the painting because I'd never done painting before. And I dropped it on the way down the stairs.
Oh no!
As you do.
Yeah, exactly. It was like 18 inches sort of long and whatnot. It would have been gorgeous if I'd finished it, but then it blew up, and then I just that was my end of days of modeling.
Remember anything about that?
Let me tell you about when I first became cynical. It was 1980. It was 1980. And they had this product being advertised on television. It was some kind of styrofoam plane that you throw through the air and it flies and it's great. And I got one for Christmas. And in the ads, it was like, this is so sturdy, you can even stand on the wing and it'll be fine. Guess what I did? The first thing after I opened it, I tripped and fell on the wing. Broke. Done. No more Christmas present. Yeah.
Hey, did Star Wars ever come out with those Choose Your Own Adventure books?
I don't think so, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember any ever happening. I did collect those books. I did collect those books, and yeah.
Tell everybody what you did with those books.
What I did with them?
And then how you were able to get them back.
Oh, no. That's different. You're talking about Choose Your Own Adventure, and that's one.
Right. Oh, I thought it was the Choose Your Own Adventure.
Fighting Fantasy was a different brand.
Fighting Fantasy, right.
And I sold them all as used books, and then bought them all back. Like, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 years later, from the same bookstore. Because they were awesome, and I wasn't about to let anybody run off with my childhood treasures. Not doing that.
They were still there, but that is not unusual for used books and that kind of stuff, especially those. Those are.
I don't know for sure if they were the same ones or anything, but yeah,
they're pretty close.
Pretty close.
Actually, I remember finding books that I had given away to a bookstore. Same sort of idea, like, 10 years have gone by, and then you go in, you have a nostalgic moment. You're like, oh, I used to have that book. And I only ever had it once where I found a book I had written my name in when I was like 10, or you're probably younger, actually, to be honest. And I'm running into the books years later.
Here's something that you may or may not already know, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Okay. Do you remember those Fighting Fantasy books?
I do, because I used to read them at your house because my parents were too greedy to buy me any.
Oh, I see.
No! Greedy. I can only say my mother's here.
One of the illustrators of those books later went on to be the concept artist for Lucasfilm for which one, episode 1 or whatever. I'm talking about
little. Oh, okay, cool. All right, do it. Make it happen. What is the licorice for? Well, to decorate the Millennium Falcon.
What does it represent?
Have it with a knife.
Sorry.
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife. The licorice here represents the yearning that Han Solo had to return to his home planet of Coruscant. Or no, sorry, Corellia. Oh my God, I just embarrassed myself. Oh geez, we've lost Keith and Dave. Oh no.
Dave's
Battery's
died.
ghost, and Keith probably
Right.
has baby team.
Yeah. So
You were saying.
Ian McCaig did the art for those. He went on to be the concept artist for many a blockbuster feature film, including working for Lucasfilm. But here's what blew my mind: was Ian McCaig was doing those illustrations for those fighting fantasy books that I used to read as a child in Victoria. And Ian McCaig lived in Victoria at the time.
Yes.
Didn't realize this until a million years later, and he'd relocated to Los Angeles. But that was the situation, which is sort of interesting. I was buying local Victoria product and didn't even know it when I was a little child.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Amazing, right? Amazing. Yeah,
So this
wonderful.
is
Clear in your eye.
timely.
I know you're all very impressed by this story.
So I just
Oh,
opened up a bottle of beer with my Millennium Falcon bottle opener, which I got for Christmas from my kid. Because my kid knows me so well. So and it's got a little magnet on it so I can stick it on the fridge so I won't lose it. It'll always be there.
That is solid. That is a sound mechanism right there, man.
Right there. So, and I used it to open up special for New Year's Eve. I've been sitting on this for a while, but is a old cellar dweller barley wine from 2014.
Oh my! Really? Oh, that's some serious endeavor there. How is it? Is it good?
It is good. This is it here. I poured it.
Sweet.
Smells good. I'm not too sure. So the stated.
So you haven't actually tasted it yet? Is that what you're saying?
I have tasted it.
Oh, okay, and it's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
So the stated alcohol content is 13.1%.
Uh-huh.
However, I have read, and I don't know if there's any truth to this at all, but after a few years, the alcohol content can kind of reduce.
What?
Beers.
That is unacceptable.
Is there any kind of fact, like I don't know, is that off base?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, look, I guess it sort of depends on how active the yeast was in the bottle when set aside. Because if the yeast was active and still going, then it might have gone on for some time afterwards, and that might be different. And so the alcohol content could potentially go up rather than down. But if the yeast was all gone and all dead by the time it was in the bottle, then I think that's sort of the end of it.
Right. But can the alcohol by volume actually decrease after it's in the bottle?
Well, what would happen to make it decrease?
I don't know. It's in a sealed bottle, so I mean,
Well, I mean,
theory, nothing should change, right?
well, I don't know. Is alcohol subject to radiation? So I guess if you left it in direct sunlight, which is unlikely, severe cold, does that affect? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a chemist, so I'm not up on what does and doesn't affect alcohol as a molecule. We're talking about ethanol of the drinkable type.
Well, I'll be able to tell you in about half an hour or so whether
Oh,
whether the alcohol
There you
content
go,
is
yeah.
going down on this thing. But wow, 2014. So that's like 7 years old.
what do you think?
You were 7 years old when it was bottled?
No, it was bottled 7 years ago.
Billy and Dory have been following me around.
All right, so
Probably shouldn't give another one.
Kristen is making some guns right now.
Ah, yes.
Not just the ones that are on my arms.
Lol.
So
So
the ones that are where?
On her
guns on her
We use
arms.
guns.
You have. Oh yes, gotcha. Yeah.
Show them your guns.
No, my gun.
Rah! Are you doing Zumba or something?
No, I can't say that I am. For a second, I said.
Kristen does go to a personal trainer.
Mhm.
His name is Trace Burley. He runs Burley Fitness in Victoria, British Columbia. So if you want to get
no relation to you, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
totally not a relation. Yeah.
No relation.
And if you want to get fit, just go to see him and don't follow the fact that I'm about to eat an arrowroot cookie with a juju.
Yum.
Well, that was gross.
Yeah, Burley Fitness. Shut up.
Yes, he is related. Just your cousin, you guys. You should
Yes, I know, Mom, that I have a cousin named Trace.
I know you just said he wasn't related.
We're joking.
My mother does not understand the concept of sarcasm and or goofing around.
I know he did.
All right, so here's the upper
Wait.
cannon configuration. Let's see if I can get this camera to work here.
How do you like these guns?
All right,
Oh, yeah.
so oh my God, that's like upside down.
I have a major time delay.
That's awesome.
Your hand is in
Okay, Mom,
there.
there will be a time delay on the stream when you're sitting in the same room.
I know.
You are here. This signal where my hand is flapping at you has to go to the internet and then will be brought back to your tablet.
I know. I'm aware of that.
Okay.
I'm quite aware of that. I'm just making an observation.
So, my question to Kristen, are you going to make guns for underneath? Because those ones look great, but you know,
I
kid,
think
don't
if they were
get cocky.
They would be. Would they not be?
Oh,
Would they not be under the base that they've established?
they would be under the base, but
Shane-
Alan is making a
Shane-
cocky joke.
Shane, I did have a plan to make it lower since it's quite low. It's a lot lower, but Shane put the thing on top of it, so he fucked it up.
I put the thing on top of what?
Like a perch sort of thing.
Oh, all right.
I was gonna put
I need
this
to
sort
wear
of
tinfoil.
like a body.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So, Alan, you need to go and make a tinfoil hat and put it on.
All right, I'm on it. I'll say that
Julian
Julian
said-
me to.
Who else is watching? Who's in the chat here? Come on, talk to us.
I don't think anybody.
Julian
Yeah,
is.
Julian's
I don't
Julian
think this is-
agrees about the tinfoil hat. Alan, that means you have to do it.
All right.
I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to do it. You gotta dance, monkey. Make a tinfoil.
Then I gotta get up. I
Alan.
gotta get up and do that.
Well, you know, you just got up enough to get a new beer, so I'm sure you could get tinfoil.
True. Tell you what, when it's time to get another beer, I'll get up and get some tinfoil.
All right, we accept that. So, Locke, tell us. It's only about half an hour, roughly, until the new year on your end, right?
Yes. Yeah, you are correct, sir.
I have a shout out, by the way, from Nicole,
Oh yeah.
who's a friend of the show, but she lives in Western India. And they
Yeah.
had New Year's about
So
2
what
hours
city is it? What city is she in?
I think it's pronounced Pune, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Time.
Some people say it's Pune. Although when I came back from the States a few weeks ago,
Some say that Bombay is pronounced Mumbai. So whatever.
no. Well, the taxi driver that was driving me back from the airport, was telling me about what he was doing about travel and stuff. And he wanted to go see his family in India and whatnot.
Mm.
And I commented that I had friends who lived there, and he actually gave me the correct pronunciation of that town of Pune, whatever. Of course, I can't remember what it is. So, but it was not what we think it is, apparently.
Yeah. Well, look, by correct, I'm assuming we mean what the locals do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, he was from a town about, I think he said 50 kilometers away from Mumbai. So
He grew up in the region.
Well, look, let's be clear. You know, there's a lot of people who think there's a city called Calgary. There's no such place. So the proper pronunciation is Calgary. Calgary.
See, Julian, Julian is saying you're gonna have to do it, Alan. Tinfoil virus hats for everyone. So that means that I guess I'm gonna have to make one too. Locke, do you have any tinfoil?
I completely have tinfoil.
Imagine the number of views we will get if we are covered in tinfoil.
Covered in tinfoil.
Probably as many as we would get if we didn't have tinfoil.
What beer are you on there, Locke?
What? Sorry, what? Which what?
What beer are you drinking right now?
What makes you think I'm drinking beer?
Oh, you
I only drink beer for you guys. When we do the Crafty Boys, I drink beer. Other than that, I drink fucking liquor.
Oh.
So
albeit with a mighty amount of soda. These days, the soda outmatches the liquor every time. But you know, like I got to a point where it was sort of like, okay, it's COVID. You know, what the fuck to do? Let's just drink. You know what I mean? And then after a while, you start to realize, Jesus Christ, I'm drinking a lot, aren't I? You know, and not be, you know, like.
So what is the liquor you're actually consuming? Sorry.
Well, so right now it's Isla Mist, which is.
What is that?
Not really a respectable drink, but it's rather a good one, I dare say. For value for money, it's properly Scots in it.
Well, actually,
so it's 8-year-old blended whiskey with an Isla malt.
80-year-old whiskey.
8-year-old.
Oh, 8-year-old. Sorry.
8-year-old Isla malt whiskey, which is, but it's still a blended whiskey, isn't it? So it's not like a single malt. It's blended whiskey. So it's like
basically,
look, I don't understand why people drink Chivas. I honestly don't, because the price point is no different. But this is $30 a bottle, and it's Isla malt, and it's 8-year-old.
You have to tell Bob that.
My dad.
I love your accent. Hey, Locke, I love your accent. Could you say, "I've given you all she's got, Captain"?
Give all she's got, Captain, right? All she's got. There's no more bloody more, right? I'm giving her all she's got.
That's awesome.
Julian agrees with you that it is excellent.
Okay. That's probably what I said, yeah.
Alan, what beer are you on, by the way?
What, like number, or what beer am I drinking?
No, what beer are you drinking?
I am drinking Old Cellar Dweller from Driftwood Brewing, 2014 vintage.
So I thought you had actually moved on to another one.
Oh my
I'm
God.
still drinking
I'll just open this.
The thing.
This is a
thing with the stuff.
Big beefy beer. It's gonna take me a little while to get through this. This
Dave
actually
has now left
represents
the battery.
This represents the oldest beer in my collection.
Mm.
He didn't bring his charger. By the way, for friends of the show, Dave went to visit his family up north on the mid part of the island, and didn't bring his charger for his iPads, so he had to go.
Gotcha.
So I think we should all start a new hashtag called batteries for Dave or chargers for Dave.
Where is Dave? Is he like Ladysmith or something? You know, Nanaimo.
Well, he's in the middle of nowhere, but if you were to look at a map, it would be called Black Creek. So it's
It's halfway between Courtney and Campbell River.
Yeah.
But he doesn't live there.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah.
What does that have to do with it? Of course, he doesn't live there, but he still didn't bring his charger. So You know, I gotta say, let's completely for the next 10 minutes, let's roast Dave and embarrass him live on the internet.
There's a nice dog. There's his dog. Where's his dog?
Dave actually left his dog with my sister.
So, what are the red M&Ms representative of on
the prettiness.
They're representative of the part that isn't shooting fire at its ass.
Yeah, exactly. My sister said it represents the prettiness of the vessel.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be some artistic license here. I mean, we're not going to be, you know, as we were pointing out earlier, this is not going to be film ready.
You need to have. Remember, there was lights at the
on the very
ends
front,
of
like right here, the two lights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How
So you need to have
about
those.
Yellow.
how about we have some yellow balls?
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few balls. Actually, you can make it.
Can you put some
Sort of,
some stuff on here so I can put on the
If
balls?
you make it like a half circle, kind of like headlights. You know?
Oh, like headlights. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
I use these balls to establish that we have some. Oh crap! Throwing candy all over the place.
Happy New Year from Ivana and family and Didi and family.
Oh.
Oh. Locke's siblings have. I guess they're going to bed early. Yeah, is that actually something you normally would have done? You would have popped over to their place for the New Year? Is that sort of what would have occurred?
No, they not likely. They were not the pop over New Year's set mostly. There was a relatively recent New Year's. I'm thinking 2014.
Yeah, that was
fairly
that
recent.
I spent with Ivana and family up at the lake.
Oh, right. I do recall that. You guys all went out. Why do I feel like you guys only did that like 3 years ago?
Yeah, because time is moving faster now because we're all older.
All right. Well, that's a question for my mother. Mother, as you age, does time go fast?
It seems to be, yeah.
How's that, Alan? Is that how are those headlights?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, the next thing you need to do is underneath the cockpit thing, there was a gun that came out because the Millennium Falcon still had a lot of tricks left in her, sweetheart.
Yeah, are you talking about what happened on Hoth when they were on?
Yeah. So
Proper.
So she needs a gun like right up the front here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What color was the gun? Was it like a dark color?
It was the same color as the Millennium Falcon. It was like gray.
Okay, so this is too dark then.
Yes, but you know what? It'll do.
Okay. Well, no, we have some color. How about this?
Hank. That'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do. What about purple? Oh.
Sure.
Hey,
Let me use
hey,
my.
Locke. Speaking of time, it was my 40th birthday this year.
Okay.
I just turned 40.
My sister is 40.
In December.
40.
Huh.
I wish I were 40.
I just
You're a
wanted to
child.
put some perspective.
You're Kristen. You're a child. Enjoy these years.
That's good.
Where's the
That's good.
where's the stuff?
That's not how old his sister is.
Alan, how old is your sister?
46. That
40.
that might not be right. That might not be right.
How old is your child? Your sister's child?
2.5.
How much younger is she than you?
3 years.
You must know that. You're 49, right?
That's right.
Sorry. Hold on. How old is your sister?
46.
46, and her kid is 2.
Yeah.
Well done. That's promising. That's I've got to say, I think I'm given to believe, not that I will ever know for sure myself, but I'm given to believe that it's difficult work having a kid. Doing that after 30, I think, is probably more difficult than it would otherwise be. No?
Yes.
After 40.
Yes.
So well done. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
job.
Well, so they were just here for Christmas, and I turned to my wife and I said, "This is why we had kids young."
Mm.
You looked at your sister and you're like, "Yep." What color is this? Green?
Yeah.
What about? Oh, this is going to be green.
It's not as easy as it sounds, though.
No.
Not like it was.
Okay, good to know. I'll be sure to avoid that going forward.
I don't mean what you're thinking.
Okay.
Mom, I'm pregnant.
Immaculate conception.
Actually, there was an episode of House where this woman came in and she was pregnant, and House was, trying to say, well, that's great. So you and your husband have had sex and la da 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 da. And she's like, we haven't had sex yet. So they hadn't, consummated their marriage yet, and it turned out she was a hermaphrodite. And she had internally, she had all the parts to.
So what? She impregnated herself?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there you go, Kristen. Green.
Look at that.
Look how pretty this is getting.
It's
Check
very
out the
pretty.
headlights on that.
Check out the headlights on this baby. So what are we going to do with the surface here? What is our plan? Are we going to use these balls to ball it up, or
Ball
what?
it, yeah, let's keep it baller.
Let's start balling this thing. I'm going to use some of the blue balls
That
to
ship needs some balls.
decorate the back, because the back here has always got a blue ball problem. It has all of those.
Keep on talking, Shane.
Well, when you have an engine that's constantly breaking down, it's going to have, a blue sort of outlook on life. So
Always look on
the bright
side,
the blue ball side of life. Oh man, it's like herding cats. What the hell? All right, so I need some icing on here.
I just dipped the balls in.
Oh, you just dipped
I just dipped the balls in.
Yes, you do. Right.
balls in here. All right.
So
Whoa.
Watch out.
I thought you guys might be interested to know
Uh-oh.
that my earlier query about the alcohol content in a stored beer, whether it decreases over time, I'm going to say no, it doesn't.
Alan, I made a beer.
That's why they call alcohol a preservative.
Where's the peanut gallery? The peanut gallery is. I'm at a beer peanut gallery. I don't know what else I should have here. Gotta dip my blue ball in here. Oh crap!
Julian says I'm brilliant.
Sorry, wait, what?
But Julian's saying things that everybody already knows, right?
There we go. All right, I'm moving over to Sleeman Honey Brown Lager.
Oh my God, I haven't had that in forever.
You'll be happy to know I had a pint of not Fat Tug. Well, I did that earlier, but the other day.
So
I had
like
a
20
picture
years
red.
ago, 20 years ago, well, maybe more than that. To me, Sleeman's was like craft brew, and Honey Brown was my go-to.
Honey Brown is good.
The Honey Brown is good now. The Do you remember? Did we drink Rickards on a semi-regular basis?
Rickards Red all the time.
Oh my God! Yeah, I remember.
I had a pint of that at the Boston Pizza on Hillside at Blanchard. Just the other day.
Really? They
Yeah.
still make that?
The Boston Pizza or the Rickard or the
No, the Rickards Red.
I'm assuming they do since they had lots of it.
So
I don't know if that's a good sign.
so let me ask you, Shane, how did it measure up? Now that you have been doing the Crafty Boys for the past like 18 years, how did the Rickards Red measure up?
To be honest, it was not memorable because I know I had it, but I couldn't tell you what the taste profile was like. Which means usually if I consume a beer, I tend to remember it to a certain degree. But that beer, I couldn't tell you if it tasted great or terrible or mediocre.
It was too cold. That's why.
It was too. Oh crap! The engine's falling apart.
It was freezing in Boston Pizza.
It was
it
freezing.
your mom that was telling you that it was too cold? Like your mom's
Yes.
Your mom's a beer connoisseur?
No, she was criticizing. Okay, so we got to the Boston Pizza the other day, and Locke, wake up! And basically the guy said, "Well, we're going to put you in the back room." And he opened up the sliding doors at the back, so the sort of the party room if somebody has like a birthday party or whatever. And so he opened it up, and then we sat down, and my mother became us when we were 18, complaining loudly that it was too cold, whining about how it was too cold, threatening to leave because it was too cold. So
It was too cold. Freezing.
that is true. I mean, granted, the door closed and they weren't heating it because there was nobody in there. But to me,
And it
they
was
should've-
-8 outside.
And they had
in Victoria.
plenty of room in the rest of the restaurant. It wasn't like they had anybody in there.
Do you currently have snow on the ground in Victoria?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Christmas
So-
Eve it started snowing and it didn't stop until yesterday.
Huh.
It was really cold. It's really cold here, Locke.
It's -4 right now, Locke. It's
It
horrible.
was really cold. And they
How cold is it there, Locke?
It's balmy, actually. It was cold last week. This week it's gone nice. It's simple and not. I think it's above freezing. It's all the snow is melted. It's rainy.
Well, the weather's
Locke, you in Ontario can appreciate this. There's so much snow here that I can barely see the tops of the blades of grass.
Well, let me.
I remember '96, Alan, which is where I could barely see the tops of the cars parked down the street.
I know we did.
not
I know.
that bad.
Yeah,
It's funny because every time we get snow, people compare it to like the blizzard of
Every time,
'96.
yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
No, what we have now is
what I
nothing.
can tell you in the last week, 30 below in Calgary. So
Yeah.
True. Well, I have some photographs of. I'll share them here in a sec. Of what it looks like out in the wild here. One moment while I do this. Alan, carry the show.
All right, that Millennium Falcon's looking really tasty. Right, I could devour it. That's a good-looking ship.
Thank you.
I got this funny feeling like I'm never going to see it again.
spoken truly like a Mighty Mouse space anomaly.
We'll bring it over tomorrow.
That's right.
Okay, so Locke, I'm just adding these photos into the my public album here, and I'll share them. Hang on, I just forgotten how to share my album here.
You've forgotten
Or he's
something?
too drunk to do it.
I have forgotten something. It's not unusual.
When your beard is
Oh, no.
gray, happens.
My
M&M
beard
fell
is
off.
gray. So, Alan, what have you been thinking about this whole snow thing? Like, when was the last time we had snow like this?
Last year.
It's always
Really?
in February we have snow.
We get snow like this almost every year for the past few years.
But it's always in February.
Not in December.
It's usually in February. It's usually at my birthday, actually.
Yeah, I have photographic records of our last snowfall.
Yeah.
You have photographic records. When was the last snowfall, man?
February.
This is like the first white Christmas that I can ever remember us having.
Yeah.
Except 96.
No,
No, I
96. 96 is that started snowing on Boxing Day.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, then, never mind then.
I remember going and shoveling snow to avoid studying for my January high school exams.
I remember because Erin and I, my now wife, we were living in a basement suite in Sin at the time, and and we opened up our door to our basement suite, and it was just like this wall of snow that was in the shape of our door, and and we couldn't get out. Thankfully, we had food and everything, and we could sort of like just kind of like hang out for a while. And our landlord, she let us out the front door of her main entrance.
Okay, Locke. So here is these are photos from yesterday. So this is our street. This is my parents' front area here. We probably had, what would you say, like say 6-7 inches over the past few days?
Sure.
Like, is that?
I'd say that's accurate.
Yeah, I mean
Cool.
it's been pretty cold. The problem is that I have to show you the obligatory shocked pug photo.
And it's not fun snow. Like you can't like make snowballs with it or like make a snowman or anything. It's too dry and too powdery.
Yeah, it's not. It's totally not. Oh, here's the problem right here. These 3 or 4 balls here are orange, and that's the problem with the hyperdrive.
Right. You need to get R2 on that.
I agree.
Oh my god, we should make a little R2.
Oh, we could totally make an R2. But well, let's see. We got. We don't have any blue jujubes. I don't think it's a thing.
Do you have any brown jujubes? No, don't answer that.
Oh, wait a second. Here we go. I found one. I need. Does that look like R2 to you?
Ooh, let's see.
The start of an R2, anyway.
Yeah, kind of.
Sure. Why not?
Why don't you use some?
I would use a knife and carve off the corners, and then I think what you've got is an R2. Maybe stick the corners underneath.
No,
But
you're
like,
talking with the, oh, okay.
Hang on. I have thoughts. Locke has provided me with
Licorice D2, whatever that means.
All right, well, how's that looking right there? Like that's starting to form the.
yeah, it's looking R2ish to me.
Oh, Alan's shaking his head in a vast.
No, I'm saying that looks great.
What about this? How about this instead?
No, that looks more like a snowman. Go with what you had before.
Well, because here's the thing. This is what I'm thinking here. I've got these here. Kristen, quick! I need some icing. Yeah. Just wait till one of us.
All right.
You see what
I think I know what
waiting
he's
for?
doing. He's making legs.
I'm making the legs.
Oh, I see.
Cut these here.
Okay.
Shane, the fact that you're able to do this with such dexterity means you haven't had enough to drink.
This is true. All right, here we go.
Because Lord knows I couldn't do that right now.
You just don't have that artistic flair.
No, I'm just drunk.
It's only 8:56.
I know, right?
That's true. That's only 6 minutes until Locke gets to enter the new year.
I am just about at the new year. I keep checking my watch, which is stupid because the battery died a week ago. And so, I literally went to the bay. I literally went to the bay this evening to see if I could get my battery changed, and they were like, "Yeah, no, it's New Year's Eve. The guy went home early," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
So here is R2D2 created by an intoxicated person.
That's fantastic.
See, there we go. So
it's either R2D2 or that droid from the Black Hole.
So R2 is going to be up here.
Oh my God. You remember the black hole? I keep thinking that maybe that was a hallucination that I had as a child about a movie that doesn't really exist, but it does, doesn't it?
It does.
The black hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does exist. It's a film.
It's weird though.
1978, I think.
It's like Ralph Bakshi took over Disney for a 5-minute period and then decided to make a movie and then walked away and never spoke of it again.
It was actually one of my favorite films because my parents let me watch it when I was probably too young.
Which is to say that it wasn't a normal Disney film, was it? It was like more adult than Disney usually went back then.
You know what it was? It was a Disney take on a Kubrick-esque film.
Actually, that's not a bad way to describe it.
That's sort of what it was. Yeah.
The black hole. I don't remember that at all. The black hole had a bunch of famous actors from the 70s and 60s. My favorite, of course, being Ernst Borgnine.
1979.
Who Ernst Borgnine lived until he was about 94, 95 or so. And there's an interview with him on YouTube when he was being interviewed by Good Morning America. And they were asking him what was the secret to his long life. Because I think at the time he was being interviewed, he was about 92, 93. And he said, "I don't dare tell you." And of course, being a talk show, like, "Oh, no, come on, tell us. So he leans into one of the hosts of the show.
Oh,
so
conspiratorial like.
Yeah, and he says, "I masturbate a lot." And after that, I'm like, Ernst Borgnine is like, next to Brian Dennehy is like the coolest guy.
Yeah.
So he lived for another few years after that, but there you go.
I don't know if you guys know this because you didn't have kids.
July 8th, 2012.
What, Alan?
I don't know if you guys know this or not because you guys don't have kids, but Ernst Borgnine was a regular, did a regular voice on the SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh yeah.
Cartoon, where he was the. There was like a superhero character that was similar to sort of like Adam West with Batman to us.
Right.
Mermaid Man in the SpongeBob universe. And he did the voice of Mermaid Man. And and actually Tim Conway did the voice of his sort of Robin type of guy, which was Barnacle Boy, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant, those episodes with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and that's not too long ago.
That's true. Well, I mean, Ernst Borgnine died in 2012. It reminds me of that story that Kevin Smith tells about his daughter, where she was really into Dora the Explorer, and he used to feel bored when he was trying to entertain his kid. And so they were heavy into Dora Explorer, or she was at the time. And so he was, interested in watching it. And that's around the time that he discovered marijuana. Because he was trying to...
What?
Kevin Smith was trying to get off cigarettes. He was trying to kick his cigarette habit. He's like, I've been smoking for too long. I need to get out of it.
Back up. Are you trying to tell me
I know, right?
that Kevin Smith, when he made Clerks, didn't smoke marijuana?
Yeah, I call
No, he
bullshit
didn't.
on that.
No, he just he if you listen to his podcast, he talks very openly about when he discovered weed. And it was, much, much later on, like he was in his late 30s, early 40s when he decided to start smoking it.
Sounds like Ian Gillan saying that stuff. Okay, sure, I'll go with your narrative, but I'm not saying I believe it.
Well,
Yeah,
anyways, the point is, he was finding that Dora the Explorer became far more interesting if he was high. So he was able to kind of,
That's fair.
his kid is like, his kid is like 7, 8.
Yeah, no. I'm with you. Yeah, following that trip as it goes. Yeah.
Now, if you want to listen to his podcast, you can go out there. It's called the Smodcast. Been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
But from the episodes I have listened to, I used to listen to quite regularly, but not so much anymore. But he definitely he came to ganja later on.
Huh.
So
you know what? I might actually buy that because he's the kind of guy that would put that kind of stuff in his media that he makes, and in Clerks and all that kind of stuff.
Look, if Snoochie Boochies were running the show, it never would have happened.
Well, and Snoochie Boochies was mentioned quite a bit in Mallrats, which was the second movie, but not in his first movie.
Mallrats, by the way, they're filming a second one.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that.
Of course they are, because it's the best thing out of his oeuvre of work.
I don't know. I think Chasing Amy was really good.
No, Chasing Amy isn't that good.
What? Really? Come on. Chasing Amy's great.
Chasing Amy is
It's not Mallrats.
Dogma, yeah.
I love Dogma, although I understand that a lot of people don't like Dogma.
It's over the top
I
for
do.
being something worth a sequel.
Dogma could use a sequel. I agree.
One thing that nobody ever appreciates.
Of him protesting the movie, where Kevin Smith was in New Jersey, in Red Bank, and he heard that the local theater had protesters, and they made it sound like they're
nice. That's good. That is good, isn't it?
So he went and started and had like signs that were like protesting the film. And Dogma. What do you? I think you wrote down like Dogma is dog shit, and stuff like that. And he gave them a fake name, and he was on the news, and the newscaster was like, "No, you're him, right?" And he's like, "No," and he points at the big Jesus that these protesters had. He's like, "No, that's him, right there." It's I definitely recommend checking out that story. It's hilarious the way he tells it. But yeah, then there's some footage of him on YouTube of him at the protest with a different name as the little placard, right? And
You know what the best movie he ever made was? Is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
I've only ever seen that once in the theater. I have never watched it since then.
I have it on DVD.
What are those?
Right.
By the way, quick side note. I went to the Fireside Grill for dinner this evening with my parents and sister and whatnot. And we went there. And on the way out, we were standing by the outdoor patio fireplace and waiting for my parents to emerge. And they came out. And Alice and I are standing there. And we start to walk away to go to the car. And this guy walks, down the path. He says hello, and we're like, "Merry, Happy New Year." And then he turns to me and says, "Could I bless you with my music?" And I thought, this guy is about to sing. I thought he was going to sing for a moment. And they said, "I have a CD of gospel music." And I said, "Oh." And then he said, of course, this happened all very quickly. I could not really respond as fast as I would have liked. But he pulled out a CD and handed it to me, gospel blues music. Where is the CD, by the way? Oh, it's in the car? Oh, crap. Because one of the things he said was, "Do you have a CD player in your car?" And I just said, "Of course we do," not knowing if we actually did, which turns out we didn't. But it got into the conversation of, if you are using portable audio in this day and age, in 2021, who really has a CD player at all in a vehicle? Like, we're talking like tape players went out a long time ago, but CD players, I think, have been
overestimated BMW and Mercedes-Benz is what you've done.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. No. Like, they still assume that's normal technology. They still assume that that's how everybody does everything. As an additional option, you can click through a bunch of screens, probably not by touching the screen, with a wheel device that sits sort of in the median between the passenger and the driver. And you dial it back and forth, and you bump the button, and it does some things. But the idea that they understand that CDs aren't a normal thing anymore. That's not the way BMW or Mercedes-Benz think.
So my vehicle not only has a CD player, it has a 6-disc CD player.
Exactly. Of course it does.
In your vehicle?
In my vehicle.
Of course
Standard.
How old is your car?
2009.
Okay, well, that's 2009.
Yeah, no. We're talking
2019
Mercedes-Benz will have a CD player in it.
All right, I've just created the world's first TIE fighter.
Nice.
Oh. Sweet.
I don't know if this is going to hold together. She'll hold together. Actually,
baby, hold together.
Let's see if I can cut these in half without wrecking them entirely. Oh, geez. Well, that's a wrecked TIE fighter. Oh, geez. Well, I don't know.
That one hit an asteroid field.
Oh, yeah, that one definitely collided with an asteroid. Okay. I got to find something else for the wings here. Maybe these? Maybe I'll try that. But seriously, if you were to buy a car today, how many cars would actually have CD players?
I'm going to say not like a brand new one. None.
Yeah, brand new one. One that was, a 2021 vehicle or 2022 vehicle.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. They're all going to have CD players, and here's why.
Mine doesn't.
My sister's new car doesn't have one.
Ours doesn't have one either.
No. I suspect some won't, but there are some that will, simply from the fact that they assume that people who are buying cars have enough money that they're not up to date with technology.
What? I'll disagree with that.
Okay, can you dig into that a little bit and explain?
Yeah, hey, Lockhart, I'm really old.
And
we don't have a CD player.
I think Locke might be onto something.
CD player at all.
Like with BMW and Mercedes,
Never mind BMW and Mercedes. Let's talk about Rolls-Royce.
Okay, sure.
Rolls Royce going to kick out a car nowadays, and in case you're not aware, they just kicked out an SUV, which is to say that they're jumping on the same bandwagon that all the other used to be sports car brands like Maserati, like Bentley, Rolls Royce have
Julian wants you to talk about
I
that.
bet that SUV naturally has a CD player in it. But the simple fact is, who is going to be buying a Rolls Royce SUV except somebody that has CDs in their collection? You're not going to get a 12-year-old going, my dream car. I'm gonna drive a hot SUV Rolls Royce.
Do you have a Rolls Royce, Lava?
No, I don't. Of course not. I don't have any vehicle
Tell
at
us
all.
Here's what Julian.
Tell us about the features of a Bentley SUV.
Here's what I think Locke is getting at. So, like, I've got like a collection of 300 CDs. Do I ever use any of them? Probably not. But if I was gonna buy a new car, I'd want to be able to use them in some way in that vehicle. Which means, and people in my age group are probably going to be going for like Mercedes and BMWs and that kind of thing. Is that what you're saying, Locke?
What I'm saying is there's Mercedes and BMW and all of that.
Okay, I need some evidence for you to back up the Mercedes living on life.
Who, as a company, are more conservative than Boris Johnson.
Are you saying the CDs are more conservative?
They have CD players.
What I'm saying is
that if you're Rolls Royce and you're putting on a vehicle, you're not telling your customers what they think. You're trying to adopt the position of what you imagine your customers think.
Yes.
And so are you saying that we should start putting vinyl record players into vehicles?
What I'm saying is exactly that. and more so.
Only if you're marketing it to hipsters.
No, only if you're marketing it to people who have enough money to spend, which is to say that they can't possibly be hipsters because hipsters don't have any money.
But I'm saying that record players are like the hipster kind of thing right now.
Sure, record players are a hipster kind of thing right now, which is to say that somebody who wants to intimidate hipsters and is of the generation that can afford a Rolls Royce will want one of those just so they can look at the hipster and go, do you have any records you want to play?
Here's some information here.
Okay, my mother has now been going up to the website for Mercedes or Rolls Royce. Sorry,
I would imagine.
What have you found about what are these standard features?
I haven't found anything out yet. Believe it or not, there are still plenty of people buying their music on CDs. It's a true fact.
Really, people buy stuff on CDs still?
That format that launched in the USA way back in 1983 has fallen a long way.
83?
That's what it says here.
83. Well, don't forget, there's a commercial playing.
You didn't have CDs in 83? Come on.
Okay, remember when Kyle Reese fell asleep in the car in the original first Terminator film?
Yes.
And he had that dream of the future. And then he woke up and he had the shotgun in his lap and he freaked out a little bit.
Yes.
The ad playing on the radio was talking about compact discs.
Really?
Yeah.
It's talking about how the quality of the sound is better, and anybody who's really into that will want a CD player, basically.
Sorry, what? CDs are still made, even as Shane. Yeah, well, I guess they're made. Because I now have a new gospel blues collection. Hey, Dad! Allison, somebody! Can you go to the car and find that CD? I have to show it off on the show.
If I know your dad, I'd say yes, man.
There are bands who released music last year who still release it on cassette. So there you go.
Okay, cassette's making a bit of a
I
comeback.
think he could be right about certain people.
By the way, Locke, Julian wants to know what a hipster is.
It's a guy who follows what is his name? Mick something or other. He's a Mick, whatever he is.
A what?
Mick
a Mick. A Mick something or other. McAllister. I'll be honest with you, it's escaped my notice as to exactly which Mick he is. But the simple fact of the matter is, one of the members of Vice Media, when they were founded in the old days, went on to become the founder of the Bully Boys or whatever what are they called? The Proud Boys. That's it. Yeah, the Proud Boys. You're
saying that the white supremacist moron
that particular twat who was one of the two founding members of Vice Media. Yeah. The one that was bought out by Disney. The one that was bought out by Disney. Yeah. He moved to Portland, Oregon about the same time that I did. He caused all kinds of trouble by his activities.
But it's not done. The perfection is not complete.
And he is nominally the man who invented being a hipster. That is who invented it. I can't remember what it mixed something or other. Yeah, no? Do I have it wrong?
Proud Boy.
Google that shit and tell me I'm wrong.
The term hipster. Yeah.
Google
By the way,
Google it. Google it.
So
you Google it.
Okay, so here is the CD. It's the Gospel Blues. I have not listened to this, by the way.
Put it in your CD player.
But I will point out that it has two things on it going for it. It has a verbatim CDR that does look like a vinyl record. Actually has
I know it.
Yep. And it has what else got written on it? Some great churches where you can grow your faith online are the Alliance, PAOC, and the Baptist churches. I should have figured out he was a Baptist. And then, but I was too shocked. And then here's a Romans 9 and 10 quote for you, that if you open to declare something about wiping out Jesus, what is this? Believing in yourself and declaring war on your faith. Okay, there we go. So that's basically what it says. So we won't play them on the show for copyright reasons, but I'm sure if you walk down to your
do you think those songs are copyrighted?
Actually, the actual content, the actual songs themselves, probably not. If they are, gospel tunes.
McInnes, that's the man. Gavin McInnes.
So, Gavin, sorry, what?
Gavin McInnes.
Gavin McInnes is the guy who founded Vice Media.
He was one of a couple.
Okay, so he founded Vice Media, then went off and became a Proud Boy.
No, he founded the Proud Boys. Called it a drinking club. Said it, and then it evolved from there. Probably, I don't know if he disowns what they're up to now.
Okay,
I
Alan,
think he might do, but that's where all of that came from. Gavin fucking McInnes, the magazine that was a freebie, most shops you went into because it was advertising those shops. We're talking about Gravis shoes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was a cool idea. And evidently it worked because they eventually sold the brand to Disney.
Sorry, they sold the Proud Boys brand to. Sorry,
No. Vice Media is now a Disney
Vice
product.
Media. Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about they sold.
Yeah. Same guy. You're not confused. He's the same guy. founded Vice Media, also founded Proud Boys.
Are they a gang?
Was right?
Are they a gang?
The Proud
Yeah.
Boys? Are they a gang? Mother, tell me who the Proud Boys are.
I don't know. I'm just
Well, nowadays, anybody who says they are, I suppose.
Aren't they officially labeled as a hate group in Canada?
Well, of course they are. Yeah.
What was that?
So basically, they are. Wow, that my mind is blown.
Because of January the 6th, isn't it?
Right.
So the Proud Boys, who the ones who do all that riding and stuff, are the ones that what's bought by Disney.
Yeah. Well, what we're saying is that they come from the same source, and that for some reason it's gone in tangentially very different direction. And what's interesting about that is the fact that politics are massively screwed up.
Julian would like you now that you are
figure something out by contemporary politics is probably wrong.
Locke, hang on a second. Julian was amused by your definition of a Mick. He would like you to now give you a definition of an anti-vaxxer. And go.
Yeah, right. So a Mick could be anything. Mick anything. Mick this. Mick that. It's defamatory racial term that admittedly I don't find myself exposure to, so I'm not skin in the game, as it were. You know, look, I'm sufficiently Scots that you get the fucking picture, right? Do you get it? Like, I'm not bloody, you know, NSP, right? But you know, like properly Scottish.
But what about an anti-vaxxer? Are they Scottish?
No, that's not. It got nothing to do with it. But what it does have to do with it is this: "You're not the boss of me" attitude. It's type 3 psychology gone awry, like where it's sort of like, yeah, I'm at the point where it's like, you know, mommy and daddy can't tell me what to do. Nobody can tell me what to do. Nothing can tell me what to do. I won't do anything that anybody tells me what to do. You're going to tell me what to do? I got to get a vaccination? No, you can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. Right? Isn't that what it is?
Pretty much. I would agree.
You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me.
Hey, Alan, I think we need some sound effects from the TIE fighter attack on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so if you can take care. There we go, but this way, you got to do the laser blast.
You see, the problem is, it's got, like content diverges from the instructions given. It doesn't matter whether it's right or
like
wrong.
now.
You told me to do that. I'm not going to do that.
So basically, you're saying that all anti-vaxxers are just mad because their mommies and daddies didn't give them enough love as children?
You know, that's a mind read. I don't know if that's for sure or not. But what I do know is all anti-vaxxers are people who would, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a pretty big catch group here. All of them. What do all of them say? All of them don't want to be vaccinated. Do all of them not want to be vaccinated for the same reason? I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade. What I'm telling you is that when people don't want to listen to other people telling them what to do, you could tell them to be vaccinated. You could tell them to play space Lego. You could tell them to run around in a circle. You could tell them to take a dump. If you told them to take a dump, these are the kind of people who would go, "I'm never taking a dump again, ever. Fuck you." You know what I mean?
That doesn't look
Let
like
me guess. Ben is now on the show, and Alan went to play video games.
I'd call that an improvement. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Alan, bring your arcade closer.
You seriously got to play video games?
That's just the background.
It's New Year's Eve. We only have 2.5 more hours of the stream to go.
As it were. That's because you're all the way out in the Pacific.
That's right. Hey, by the way, Locke has now been half an hour into the new year.
Yeah,
How
it's
is the
fucking
year
New
treating
Year's
you?
now.
Happy New Year!
And Ben has suddenly decided that he is too cool for school. Go to bed, Ben.
No.
By the way, Ben was our first subscriber on our YouTube channel
Yeah.
because he was in bed with his phone, I seem to recall, like 3 or 4 years ago. And he subscribed to our channel when he was supposed to be sleeping. Alan, you're raising very intelligent children. Not that you can
Shane
hear
said
me,
you're raising very intelligent children.
There we go.
Man, that show sucks.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Well played, Ben. Well played. I was commenting that Ben was one of our first subscribers to our YouTube channel because he was in bed on his phone when he was supposed to be sleeping. And I commented partway through the show that, hey, we just got a new subscriber. And I look at it, I was like, oh, it's Ben. And then Alan's like, just a second. And he goes and walks away. And we hear off in the distance, you should be sleeping. And then he came back. He's like, Ben's asleep now.
So seeing you guys make the Millennium Falcon thing, I just had to play Star Wars. So
Well, Ben suddenly was on screen. I thought, oh, let me guess, Ben. You're now on the show because your dad went to play video games. And he went, and 30 seconds later, this show sucks. And then he left.
yeah. Yeah.
Because it's his
That
dad.
kid.
Well, of course, you know.
It's not this. It's not that. It's me, right?
No, that's
So
camera and the
Hey, Julian needs lock,
That's
apparently.
on the Millennium Falcon.
no, he's needling Locke. Locke.
Oh,
He
needling
doesn't
lock.
need-
Sorry.
He doesn't need Locke.
I think you turned it off.
He's not going like Locke. Why can't I quit you?
Why can't I quit you, Locke?
He's looking to me for terms of anti-vaxxer and terms.
That's right. You've not defined an anti-vaxxer except for a whiny boy. So I mean, granted, that's pretty much what they are.
That's about it.
Hey, Julian, I need you to ask Locke for a new definition for anything that he's mentioned this evening.
Yeah, of course he is.
So we'll give Julian a minute there because he's a little slow. He's getting old. He's retired and all.
We got Todd Molyneux in the house here.
And Todd
Todd.
he
Nice
said
to
he's
see
doing
you,
double
Jen.
duty right now. He's
What
trying
the
to
fuck's going on, man?
lecture his children. But
Is there a real one, or are we just making this up?
No, he's been commenting.
Yeah, no,
Todd Molyneux.
he's been agreeing with your conversation.
Oh yeah, evidently he's been listening to all this shit. Ah, yeah, there you go. Right, well done, sir.
On screen.
Yeah, no,
I think Julian's
it's
toying.
spectacular to me that
Separate
having
cameras.
moved to the United States, thinking I was safe, being the fucking, the age at the time of Obama,
The camera's not very good.
and then all
Look,
in 2016, I remember sitting in the bar. I was actually at the bar.
Where are you, Kristen?
here you go, Locke.
no idea what a fucking evangelist is.
Word, right?
It'd be something Christian.
Praise
Wouldn't
the
it?
Lord.
I don't.
Yeah, you know, an evangelist to be a speaker of the gospel and that. Yeah.
Speaking of the gospel, Julian wants me to play some of the gospel blues. But the problem is, Julian, if you could bring your truck over to Victoria in the next couple hours, I could play this in your vehicle.
Look, I may swear in Christian, but I'm actually a
Can you play in the
fucking
house?
pagan.
In-
You
well,
know,
yeah.
like I'd be more about
Shane.
Jesus and
Shane,
Jupiter. And
Yeah.
all.
does your laptop not have a CD-ROM drive?
The laptop I'm on right now does not.
Oh, okay. All right. I just assumed that it would.
It does not, unfortunately.
When was the
The,
last time you bought a fucking computer, dear?
My laptop downstairs does, the one I normally stream on.
How often do laptops actually have CD-ROM drives nowadays? Is what I'm really asking.
Nowadays, none.
I dare say that's. So was that meant as a jibe then?
No, CD-ROMs / DVD ROMs stopped being a thing probably, I want to say 5-6 years ago. Mainly because
Okay, can I just date myself here? I remember when I first got my first. I remember when I got my first hard drive installed into my XT computer.
Oh Jesus!
Get this, it was 40 megabytes. 40 megabytes, not gigabytes, megabytes. And MS-DOS couldn't actually handle 40 meg. It didn't know what to do with 40 megabytes at the time. So I had to partition
has a
it.
question for you.
Jane, could I ask you?
Yeah, I missed the question. Sorry, what was it? Locke, have you heard the word of God today? Yeah.
Yeah, in my pants.
Shane,
what?
Could you try this camera out? I want to see if it works better than this other one, which is really crappy.
In the middle of the thing?
Only in the middle of a live stream to the internet will you have your mother make a demand that you change cameras on your stream. All right, Mom, here you go. I'll point it at me so you can have a better frame of reference.
You're right across from him, Linda.
No, I'm looking at it in here.
Okay.
I want to see if I need to get a new camera.
This is high quality entertainment, people. I will point out to you right now, though, Mother, your camera and your machine is only 720. This camera is 1080, so it'll probably look slightly better. However, the stream is only broadcasting in 720, so it won't make a difference.
Well, how come Alan's camera's better then?
Because Alan has better lighting than I do, or gremlins are in the system. I don't know.
Okay. Why are you only streaming at 720?
Yeah, Shane, why?
If you just get criticized, okay, well, tell you what. If you want me to stream in 720, hand over $40 a month, and I will do that.
Well, you're not.
But until that time, can I do my show now?
No. It's only just seeing if I need to get another camera, but I guess it's not telling me the information.
No, it's not going to tell you anything. But Hi, my mom's on the show. I'm going to put a camera at her, and she will talk instead of me. So here we go. Mom, are you ready?
No.
I don't care if you're not ready. You're getting a camera in your face. Here you go.
It's only 720.
Here is it's only 7. Wow, she's criticizing that her camera's not good enough now. So here you go, Mother. There you are. You can take over from here. Tell people how amazing your children are. Locke, ask questions of my mother so that... oh, wait, Locke, hang on. I'm sorry. Julian wants to know if the price of gold will go up in 2022.
I don't know, and I don't care.
There you go, Julian. Your answer.
No skin in the game.
Down from the
That's
mountain.
the reality of it.
I picture Locke with 2 tablets of gold walking down the mountain saying, I don't care.
I'm going to say that gold is going to go up by 2.5 points in 2022. And I have that on considerable expertise.
Whoa!
What are you
Jesus.
doing? What? You're knocking over the boot. What are you pointing the camera over here for?
Because you need to be the one.
Well, hey, you were asking about cameras, so I thought I would show you.
I wasn't asking to be on the camera.
Hi, boys and girls. I'm back. My mom got cold feet and decided to not be on the show.
Yeah, that's right. I did just have to. There you are. Yeah, back.
Yeah, I'm back. See, look at that.
Everything
That's
is on a delay. I can't even.
See, here's what's happening, boys and girls. My mom is watching the stream like 3 feet to my left, right, whatever this hand is, and she's appalled that there's a delay from sending the signal from our house to Facebook, and then Facebook rebroadcasting it to the world.
I am not appalled. I'm just observing that that's the case. So when you turn the camera at me, everything is happening there's a big lag, which is fine. But obviously, if I was going to be on screen, I'd have to be sitting over there.
To all professional streamers out there, take this as a lesson not to have your mom watch you while streaming online. Just going to put that out there as a potential hazard during a show where your parents take over. Dad, do you want to get out of this action?
I didn't take over.
I pointed a camera at you.
Yeah, but I'm on a different machine. It doesn't jive with.
Do you want to join? You could actually lower your graphics and join the show.
Okay, no, it'll all be on a lag. It won't make any difference.
Well, no, you'll be talking to. Never mind. How many hours till New Year's? Oh, we only got 2.5 hours left. 2 hours, 10 minutes. So we got to do this, boys. Come on, we're gonna do this. Us West Coasters, Locke, of course.
You are literally the last.
Hey, Locke.
You are literally the last spot on the itinerary of New Year's-ness before you hit Pacific Ocean. Hawaii, and then after Hawaii, after Hawaii, you were on the other side of the daylight.
Locke, Julian wants to know: will you be listening to Adele in 2022? I
don't own any Dell computers.
I think Julian is kind of
for the moment. I've gone with Apple, but no, I won't be going with Dell.
I will not be buying any Dell products in 2022. I believe I'll be sticking with Hewlett Packard because I believe they are
Hewlett Packard. Oh my God. That's HP for all the youngins out there.
Yeah, youngins, that's HP. However, if you were to buy a new laptop this year, I would recommend either Lenovo or
which is IBM for you youngins.
Or I'm getting all kinds of icing into my parents' keyboard.
The Yoga is not bad. The Yoga is sound, and it's fucking Linux, isn't it?
That's true. That is true. I was actually talking to a friend of mine earlier today who is getting rid of a laptop that's only a couple years old. An XPS 13, which is a Lenovo product. So it's a tiny laptop, but the guts are like hella powerful. So he has agreed that he will give it to me as long as I say nice things about him on the internet. So
nice.
And we'll be able to stream with more power, more excitement, more cameras and everything. It'll be great. Running a Linux platform. So, Locke, now that you're in the new year, is it feeling any different for you over there? Are you feeling like there's a change in the air?
Yeah. See, before there was climate change, but now we've reset everything. So we're just trying to find out where we are now today.
So you're saying that 2022 is a reboot?
It's a new marker for what's normal. Today is where normal lives. Before that was climate change. Today is now it's become normal that whatever is going on now is normal. It's the standard by which we measure the other things. Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it? but that's proper, and I expect you to observe that as well, because every time we talk about the future in current terms, that's the way we'd be speaking about it. Yeah, that'd be normal. That'd be the standard way. Yeah.
Did Alan just change rooms and start surfing porn?
Well, it's very blue, didn't it?
Why are you doing this, Alan? You're like,
why is he making that kind of gesture? That's a difficult.
Can you hear me?
Making in this context.
Sort of, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. The context, we're concerned about context in which you were just making that gesture. What was that all
take us through your arcade?
I was trying to see if you got
a lot of that.
I could see my microphone readout, and I was trying to see if you guys I was trying to see if it would move if I hit the microphone, but
I see.
Yeah, but I see that you guys did. So I'm gonna do some of my other things that I was planning on doing, and I'm hoping to sort of involve you guys in some way. So I'm gonna play.
And this is
a pinball machine?
Yeah, so I have a pinball machine here.
Yeah.
In my house.
Hang on. I gotta.
This is not a video arcade game. This is an actual pinball mechanical machine.
No, so this is a digital pinball machine.
Oh, it's okay.
So it is a Attack from Mars from Arcade 1-Up. And it has the I'm just holding up my laptop here. So it has the visual screen going on here.
Is that that's like a monitor built into it? Is that like a
so that's an LCD. It's actually built into there. So I can start a game.
And when did you get this particular pinball machine?
I got this almost a year ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say I haven't seen it. Then I remembered COVID. So
it's got these things inside of it that make noises when the ball would hit the side of the the machine. So it actually mimics an actual pinball machine, and you can actually move it, nudge it to make the ball.
Well, put us down so we can see it and see you play a game.
Well, I don't know if I can do that exactly, but
the machine is in his living room. Yes.
I can only control one flipper at a time while I'm holding onto the laptop. So let me see what I can do here. I don't know if I can actually do this. So, but anyway,
come on, make an effort.
Make an effort. All right, I already lost 2 balls. So this is ball. Here we go.
Quick, entertain Locke. He's falling asleep.
Is he? Oh no!
There we go.
He isn't. But you were finally attuned to my distraction leading me.
Can you guys actually see the screen?
Yeah.
Can you see the ball?
Really clearly.
Oh, really? I'm hoping that my laptop doesn't fall off the thing while I...
Now, does this thing? Can you change the tables?
Yes. So it has 10 different tables in it, and actually, I've done a mod to it so that it has another 20 tables on top of that. So there's 30 tables altogether.
Now, are they like custom theme kind of things, or is it like, can you install like the Terminator or Back to the Future Part 2 or something?
So there is a mod that you can do to them that I have not done on this machine yet. And there's the back glass there. There is a mod that you can do that you could install Back to the Future and some other Zen pinball properties
Right.
I haven't done that on this yet, but I plan to at some point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's watch
So,
you do it live.
Huh?
How do you do the mods?
How do you do the mod? So there is instructions that you can get online to do it.
Okay.
There's a guy online called the Mystery Encoder. Nobody knows his identity. He has come up with this idea. So there was 3 pinball machines that Arcade 1-Up made. This one here, which has 10 Williams titles on it, which are actual pinball machines that were put into digital form. They also have the Star Wars machine, which I have on here, which is 10 specifically made for digital pinball and
You can
Marvel.
play Star Wars pinball?
Yes.
Why are we not watching you do that? Why?
Let me reboot.
You
and
have
we'll
to
go to
reboot.
that.
Okay.
I got to reboot. So with the
Mark,
newest,
don't fall asleep. If Alan
the
plays
newest
pinball, you
update-
can stay up for at least 11 more hours.
the newest update, you don't have to reboot, but I haven't done the
What
latest
time is
update
it
yet.
here? Anyway, it is after the new year. Meaning it.
Yes, it is about
Happy
quarter
New
to
Year. Happy New Year, love.
It's nearly 1 in the morning, which is to say that it's still fucking early here. So go on, fucking A.
All right, just a second. So I've rebooted. I can choose between the Williams, the Star Wars, or the Marvel pinball. I'll choose the Star Wars.
Now, does the backs that's
Which
the
is
LCD on the top, is it?
Yeah.
No, the back glass stays the same.
Okay. Oh, there goes our monetization.
This is John Williams, motherfucking John goddamn Williams.
So, are we gonna get land basted for this?
No.
Okay, I just killed the volume on it just in case.
They'll put ads on our videos. Who cares?
Okay, so there's 10 tables. I don't know if you
However,
guys can
we are only 4 subscribers short of 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, if you got 4 more to go, then we'll be able to put ads on our stuff. So it'll be great.
Really, Clark?
And we'll make like 25 cents a day.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah. Well, put your laptop down where it was before, and we can check it out.
All right.
That actually worked really well.
I can't actually see what you guys are seeing. So these are the tables.
It looks great.
Okay,
A New Hope.
so there's
Start there.
A New Hope. The Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire.
Force
Awakens? Really?
Act 2 Island.
Okay, hang on. Back up. What is that? The island? What? Oh, Rebels. Really?
Oh, this is pretty rad. This is
Is that the island where he drinks like the blue meat from
so
the
much
beach?
Yes.
Yes. In the 80s, then it'd be like in the 80s, having the ability to do all the things that happened in 80s.
Boba Fett. Play Boba Fett. Which reminds me, if anyone else out there cares,
let's go through the 10 tables first. So Han Solo,
okay.
Darth Vader, Battle of Mimban, whatever that is, and Masters of the Force.
Okay, well, we got to start at a New Hope. That's where it has to go.
So these ones here, it's important to note, these ones were never actual pinball tables. These are digital only.
Okay.
And I'll just wait for it to load. You can see Obi-Wan there.
Yeah, I was going to say, this actually looks pretty cool.
And this is because of Arcade 1-Up. When they created, they made these tables, and then they put out firmware updates for all 3 different machines at the same time.
Right.
And because of the pandemic, what they had is they had one guy from Zen Studios was looking at all three of them at the same time, and he only had one table in his house. So what they did is they removed the thing that made it available to only be played, like say the Star Wars tables on the Star Wars machine or the Williams tables on the Williams machine. You were only supposed to, if you had the Williams machine, which is what I had, you were only supposed to be able to load the Williams tables. They never, because he only had one machine, they removed that restriction from the tables so that he could test them out. And then when they made them available for download to everybody else, they forgot to put in that restriction back in. So then they released them to the public, and now you can have the Williams, the Star Wars, and the Marvel all on the same table.
So basically, because I guess from a technological standpoint, all the tables are identical. They just had different branding.
That's right.
So basically, yeah, that's actually that's nice of them that they didn't bother to fix it, I guess. I love the fact that there's a Death Star at the very top there.
Yes. So now the only thing about this is I wish that they had the Data East Star Wars table from 1993.
The what? I would not. Which table was that?
So this was that would have been the original Star Wars pinball machine, because that was actually the first one. 1993 was the first Star Wars pinball table.
Okay.
93.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine who would be playing pinball in 93. And
oh, everybody played pinball in 93.
93.
I don't think.
The only people I know who played pinball are now dead.
I played pinball in 93.
Except
Alan
you.
suddenly keels over and collapses.
Except for Alan.
All right, keep talking. I'm gonna take a bio break. Very back.
Okay.
Entertain the masses.
Okay, so I lost the ball.
Calling it nowadays a bio break.
Bio.
Yes. Go on and do your bio thing.
So you can hear the exciters in here. They're firing every time the ball hits something on the sides of the table. Can you hear that, Locke?
I'm hearing it probably, yeah. That and that is a mechanical noise.
That's a mechanical noise.
Element to this thing.
Yes. So it's digital pinball, but there's a mechanical.
So there's a mechanical
aspect to it.
Look. Here's the fruitful knowledge of the next generation is that we have massive potential in terms of what we can communicate digitally. We have massive power in terms of what we can exact from robotic devices.
Yeah.
At some point, those two facts are going to come together and create a world that we no longer understand, which is going to suddenly be much more versatile and at the same time complicated and therefore maybe difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't been there yet, so I don't know what it's like. But what I'm telling you is these facts are not going to sit silently on their own without making trouble. These are going to be troublesome facts. And what they're going to do to us, we still don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting, no?
It is a little bit exciting.
And that's the feeling that I hope to impart to the rest of you, more than anything else, is the exhilaration, the feeling of velocity, the feeling of going somewhere we don't know where,
Yeah.
Humanity deserves, after this many rounds of being shot through the acceptance funnel, why does it deserve that? Because who else has had to do this?
Yeah.
Why else does this happen? Is there any other instance that we know of in the universe of this happening? Actually, no, but for that very reason, whatever it is that's going on, all we can do is ride it and ride it hard. Let's ride it as hard as we can.
Yeah.
Let's make something imaginative out of this. If it all drops dead, do we want the forensic referent to be, I don't know, they didn't really come up with anything? Or do we want it to be, they tried like hell, but this is what stopped them?
Yeah.
Probably you.
Shane, you're back.
Obviously, it's my fault because I'm the baddie in this situation, as I usually am. But, I'm always setting you up for this because I know for sure that I'll be able to serpent all that.
So I'm dying to have people over and play this pinball machine and this, which was a homemade deal. This arcade machine.
Yeah, so tell us how you made that. Like, what exactly did you have to do in order to make that happen?
Okay, so what it is, I bought a Raspberry Pi, which is the computer inside of it, and I've loaded arcade ROMs onto it, which isn't legal, but
also
I did
is
it.
Radically cool.
Shh! Don't tell anybody. Then I bought an arcade kit, so it includes the sticks, the buttons. It included USB encoder boards, which plug into the Raspberry Pi, so that acts as a control.
We're not talking about details into the level of whatever was involved with powering up on Bubble Bobble.
With what? Sorry?
Bubble Bobble.
Hey, quiet over there. This is a live stream.
One of the most initially badass things ever was the fact that there were secret power-ups to Bubble Bobble, which is to say that if you showed up in the arcade and you knew how to do the secret power-ups, you suddenly had power abilities that would lead to lighting coins up on top of your machine like it was a religion. No?
Growing up in Victoria, how many arcades do we really have? 2?
Sorry,
3?
what?
Growing up in Victoria, as all three of us did here, what arcades existed? We had the Johnny Z's, which was
Johnny Z's. There were others, but Johnny Z's was sort of like
Johnny Z's was downtown, and Johnny Z's was
at University Heights.
University Heights Mall.
Right.
It was the place to be.
Cedar High, motherfucker. My routine used to be to roll through Safeways, pick up all of the freebies that I could, go down the escalator to Johnny Z's, deal with whatever gang-related shit was going on, and then watch as people...
Gang-related shit? What?
Yeah. There was some
Johnny Z's?
Yeah. Because there were different crews of people. This was younger than you, Shane. I remember the problem was I couldn't talk to you about it because you'd already moved on to fucking. You were a senior. You were like moving on to what was it? Where was Cedar Hills Feeder School 4. It was what was it? Mount Doug. Yeah, you were already in Mount Doug at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to take a bio break.
This is way more detailed than I usually go into this shit. But yeah, there were some difficulties in those times. Yeah, the Johnny Z's. I got called out to a bunch of different fights at that time, and it was not. I mean, not what nowadays as grown adults we call good, but yeah, no, it was bad. Yeah.
Those were the days, man. Living in suburbia, getting into fights.
I mean, those were back in the days when people would stand around watching other people play Wonder Boy and going, "Oh my God, that's the craziest shit ever." Like literally, people standing around watching somebody else play a video game was where I was at. Yeah.
Well, the best part about that is that now this entire industry of live streaming or recording video off of a computer, it's multi-billions of dollars of people playing video games and other people watching them play said video game. And we have, people that say, why would you do that? That's weird. It's always been there. It's not new. We just have technology that we can make it even bigger to the point where now you can go to a stadium. Actually, our friend Jeremy Turner, he has taken his son to the P&E Coliseum there, whatever it's called, and to go and watch people play a game called, I think is that League of Legends, I think, and they will play for prizes of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it's these teams of individuals of up to, I think, 5 or 6 or so. And they play the game, they practice, they get really good at it, and then they go on these tours where they can make millions of dollars just simply playing this video game where there's other people on the other side going, that's weird. Why do people do that? It's so dumb. Well, yeah, it might be dumb for you, but there are other people that take it to heart. They go, I could actually make money at this, and they actually put in the effort. And then suddenly they turn around and they're sharing pots of dough that these organizations are willing to pay them to do because it promotes their game. It promotes the ability of people to take esports seriously. And then they turn around and they poo-poo on people live stream. I mean, we're live streaming right now and we're not playing a game, but I'm sure that there's many other live streams currently going where people could be far more entertained. But at the same time, they won't get the knowledge that we have about other streamers. Our information is so deep and well detailed. We are oiled machines.
Yeah.
So anyway, Alan, we were talking about the size of your penis.
Yeah. Well, it's massive, right? Sorry, I was like,
I said that and we lost a viewer.
All right, so back over here. Sorry, I was waiting for Shane to come back because I had to go to the bathroom for the longest time. Yeah, so back to this thing here. I've got 65 arcade games loaded into it. I don't know how well you guys can see that.
The screen is blown out, but the rest of it's fine.
Yeah.
Keep on.
So
I remember your pie. I remember.
Right. So that's what this is built on. So what I did is I created an actual cabinet, an arcade cabinet that it will fit.
Is that part of the arcade kit that you got? Or did you build that from scratch?
I built it from scratch. So I actually bought the wood and built that from scratch. I bought there's a 5x4 aspect ratio LCD screen in here, which is actually designed to be something that people who had actual arcade machines that wanted to upgrade to LCD, they would actually buy this screen and put it into their arcade machines to replace the existing CRT.
So what you're saying is that this is a device that's not totally retro, not totally authentic, but that does that job the way the people who buy the authentic retro machines want it to work.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We're there. Yeah. Got it.
Essentially. So, and I've installed game ROMs onto this. So these are the actual ROMs that you would find in the actual arcades.
So it's not an imitation of, it's the fucking legitimate.
It is the legitimate ones. In fact, when you load up the ROMs, it actually tells you to insert a coin.
Yeah.
So, and this is the startup screen that most of these ROMs would have. What do
they cost?
The cost?
Yeah.
Well, so the actual, let's see here, the Raspberry Pi is probably like about $70. All told, the biggest expense is the LCD, which was like about $200. So all told,
so what you're saying is the IP involved in all those classic games it's not happening. That's not how that works.
It's nothing. So I bought all these games,
which is sort of what you would expect, given that you can make a billion copies of the same data without losing the original data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the games themselves, I downloaded for nothing.
Dig Dug.
So here's Dig Dug.
Yep.
What was your favorite arcade game of all time there, Locke?
I'm gonna go with Joust. Not because I actually like playing it, or because it was one of those games that I saw as a little kid that I always aspired to want it to be playing. When I actually played it, it was garbage.
Really?
But it was cool. It drove my imagination as a child watching other people playing Joust in the early '80s. I remember thinking, one day I'm going to be like that. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be the sort of people that's awesome at Joust. Thank Christ I never was, but yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, the game was Star Wars, the original 1983 Vector arcade.
Oh, that's
the one that I wanted to have.
Yeah.
Which is why when Arcade 1-Up came out with this one, I bought it.
Yeah. I agree with that decision, and I support it 100%. Fuck's sake, that was a rad game, and I think I basically decided on my preference for Max Melks on the basis of it. Like the simple fact of the matter is, they established their point in Oak Bay Village, the Oak Bay Village Max Melt, which I don't know what it was before that.
It's Red 5 standing by.
We went back to the Oak Bay Max Melt.
You're so dead.
I know. I'm already dead before I even started.
And it was way, way cool for it to be a Star Wars sit in a chair, shoot 'em up.
Okay, the best part of that whole moment was that you were trying to play by staring at the screen.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna try doing it. Okay, I'm gonna try doing it in easy mode
Okay.
while
Hey,
watching
it's
it.
Harry. Harry, how's it going, man? It's been a while.
Do we have a gobbler of? Hey.
You know what? I'm really going to have to build these things for myself and have them in my home.
Oh yeah, totally.
I think
It's
two
worth it.
arcade and a pinball machine. I don't think it'll take up too much room, right? So if I build those this year, then I'm going to be as
So
cool
so
as-
here's the trick. In the trench run, do not fire because then you're using the force.
Sorry, wait, what?
Oh man,
I was just gonna say.
Oh shoot, I forgot to fire.
Don't fire. Oh shoot, I forgot to fire.
Yeah, don't fire at anything, but then when you get to the exhaust port, then you gotta fire.
You too, Harry, man. Thanks for coming by. I hope you have a great 2022. I was about to say 2021.
Here it comes.
Uh,
Oh shoot, I missed it.
You missed?
Screw it. I missed. Well, I'm drunk and I'm trying to look at it through a laptop screen. So.
That's true.
Screw
Lock
off.
is just shaking his head. By the way, Julian has recommended that we have. Oh wait, wrong button. We have more Piper. So,
Okay,
Locke,
I
can you get a tube top and?
Okay.
By the way, our show is being criticized from the next room just to show you how quick and amazing the feedback is.
Oh, are we?
It's great and it's excellent. Shane looks old and Locke is falling asleep. Thank you. Thank
Shane,
you
what
for
was
that, Gary.
Shane? What was your favorite arcade game?
What was my favorite arcade game? To be honest, I think I was partial to. I would say the one that I kept going back to was what's the one with the knight where you have you're like you can lose your armor and stuff. Ghosts and Goblins.
Ghosts and Goblins, yeah.
Ghosts and Goblins. That was the one I was partial to. Always wanted to finish that game.
Actually.
Always got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Ghosts and Goblins, you say?
There have been several synthwave remixes of that soundtrack, which
Really
gives you an idea of how many people fucking tripped out on that shit. Yeah, no, it's well loved.
Our best comment so far of the evening. You guys are weird.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, we are.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, state the obvious.
No, we're not weird. We're not weird.
So my
We're
home
not
arcade,
weird.
my home
Not weird.
arcade
No,
needs a
no,
little
not
bit
at
of
all.
help. My nephew
wrong with
was
Not at
here.
all weird.
My nephew was here over
Shut up,
Christmas
we're busy
and
not being
screwed
weird.
things up. I think so.
You
That's
know,
Ghosts and Goblins.
that nephew is dead. I'm sorry, Locke. My sister says yes. Yes, you are.
Hmm.
So basically, you're gonna have to kill that nephew, whoever that was. So
Yeah. So okay. So my nephew would come along and like I would start up Pac-Man and everything. And he's like taking the joystick and like yarding on it and like banging on the buttons and stuff. And I'm like, so I love my nephew. What?
I don't know what Julian want. You want us to make this video? I'm not sure. And then, of course, my parents think we're handsome. So there we go.
Well, they think you're handsome.
But sorry, clarification. Julian believes that we should be creating a video game of the Proud Boys attacking the White House. Question: didn't the Proud Boys join in? Like, were there any Proud Boys at that insurrection attempt at the White House or at the Congress? Sorry. Sorry, what? I know. I clarified my comment and said it was actually the Capitol. Which is where
it's all Kanye shit, man, right? So it's all properly Kanye.
We are handsome and we are intelligent. Thanks, Mom.
Kanye West, man.
Kanye West? You know, I gotta say, Kanye. I don't know much about Kanye West.
I don't know about.
I don't know either.
Kanye used to all go with, but Kanye West, yeah, it's difficult. Isn't it?
I understand he's kind of a wiener. I could be wrong.
He's a wiener with a lot more money.
Oh, wiener, awesome! I fully support anybody that supports Ween. Yeah, the band Ween are a difficult group to get behind, but Christ's sake, did they ever call it wrong?
Okay. So if we're
Ween are
going on
subject
that,
to being awesome.
if we're going on that.
Ween sort that shit out, don't they?
How about Weezer?
No, fuck Weezer. Weezer's
Oh no, Weezer's awesome. What are you
talking about?
No.
Which part is awesome? The part where they where
the
they
Blue album, their first
pretended
album,
to be the Happy
first
Days
album is amazing.
Sorry, is there a new Ween out? Sorry, no, it must be Weezer. God, seriously, I don't even know this information. I can't abide new information about a Weezer album.
Julian has chimed in to say that Ween sucks.
Well, they're right. It does suck.
Okay, no, I'm talking about Weezer. Weezer.
Yeah, no, I agree. Weezer sucks.
No, Weezer's great.
Well, how? How are they great?
My sister is jumping into spray with Chopin kicks ass.
I love Weezer. Like,
Weezer's garbage.
The Blue album, their first album, is amazing. Front to back. It is like one of the best albums I've ever heard.
So you're saying that
probably have never heard any Weezer, except for what's on the radio, which I don't like.
Okay. So Weezer, their first album had like Jonah, Holiday. It had Buddy Holly.
So wrong reasons not to like that band.
Okay. All right. Say it ain't so.
Say what ain't so?
Well,
that's a Weezer song.
Wasn't that like wasn't that the Happy Days comparison that I was complaining about previously?
Well, okay, so the video did.
That was the one.
Okay, do you remember Windows 95?
Yeah,
it was Windows 95 when it came out, and it had like a video on it of some band.
Which, to be fair, I was almost open to on the basis of the fact that it's 95 and you're calling out like 70 something.
Right.
No.
Okay, so Weezer put out a song at the time called Buddy Holly, and the video took place in Arnold's drive-in during Happy Days.
Yeah,
and it was included with Windows 95. Not the best track on that album, but they have some really great ones on that album.
Huh.
Yeah, that album is amazing. Like front to back, there isn't a bad track on it.
No, what album was that one on? The Buddy Holly one.
So it was just on the Weezer self-titled album.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know,
so
to be honest, I remember the
debut.
song that came out on Windows, but I don't know much else beyond that.
Okay. I remember watching it at your parents' place. That was my first exposure to them.
I mean, I remember that. I mean, I'm trying to remember. It was around the same time where I actually watched Guns N' Roses videos.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. It's that this is the age of videos that we now disown and pretend that we had no idea what was going on at the time. But yeah, those were the most popular videos of the day. Yes.
It's true.
Well, on that note,
They don't even make videos anymore.
what are videos?
They don't make them anymore.
No, they don't. They don't make them anymore. Oh, geez. Here we go. The fight in the chat has begun. CDs of Weezer's all time. Weezer is so 90s.
Weezer is so 90s. But
Julian recommends November Rain on a loop.
oh God.
Anyway, on that note, boys and girls, I think it's time for us to wrap up because we're all falling asleep because we're old. And that's just how this is. Oh, my God, please, no. So we will see you tomorrow for day 8 of the Crafty Boys experience that is known as the Space Case, the 12 Days of Christmas. And we're going to call an ambulance for Locke because he is totally
Yeah, it's about that way.
I thank you all for watching. We've had quite a few watchers today. Of course, spread the word about the show because we're just hanging out, drinking beer, whatever you can do on an average every day. And I'm so glad my parents were here to provide all kinds of background entertainment. And then my mom took over at some point, so that was a highlight for me. But of course, have a really great new year. For here on the West Coast, we still have about 90 minutes to go. Locke is like a good 3 years into it. But
yeah, I'm
Julian,
a new world that we call today.
And Julian, of course, wishes everybody a happy virus days. And hopefully you'll all stay safe and all that kind of fun stuff. And always, my mother jumps in to say Happy New Year. The first time my mother's commented.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
And as always, Alan, please buy.
I don't have my phone with me.
Yes.
I moved around, so
you moved around. Damn it. Okay. Well, all right then. Thank you all for watching, and good night. Happy New Year.